Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Symphony. What up, party people? That's Doc. Welcome back to the Symphony. I'm going to assume that I can be seen or heard. I'm used to. Hey, Tiffany, can you hear and see us, baby? Are we good to go? Sight and sound good. We're cooking with grease. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is my gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your mother tonight, Bridgett Jeffries, and this evening we're playing Ascension for Alien the RPG, a game published and award winning from Free League Publishing. This is a campaign that I wrote back in 2019, 2020 when Symphony first launched, and I haven't run it since. So I will be dusting off the lid on this particular content and jumping back in. How did we get to this particular content? Well, I released a poll to the Symphony backers at the end of 2023, and I asked them, hey, what systems do you guys want to see in Symphony on 2024? And the number one winner was Alien the RPG. So they chose, as requested, as promised, I do deliver. Mother Carl was kind enough to run our first Alien series, and this is me running the second. To that point, this is a series. This is going to be running every Tuesday for 3 weeks. So we're looking at running Ascension Part 1 tonight. Part 2 will be on, what is that, the 16th, and then the other one is going to be on the 23rd. It'll be the next 3 Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. live right here on Twitch. The content will sit on Twitch for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll pull it down, and it will be available on Symphony's YouTube channel. If you are not a member or a follower on Symphony's YouTube channel, a bot should be allegedly running in the background. Give it like 10 minutes, and it'll pop up, or you can just go to youtube.com/@Symphony Entertainment. We only have a single announcement for tonight, and that is that Symphony Entertainment does have a Patreon. So if you like this content and you would like to help support us so we can make more of this content, please consider backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. All right, guys. Alien the RPG is a horror game. This content is directed towards mature audiences. We were going to be using 2 safety tools. Cast is aware of this. This is me putting it to chat and viewers. Content warnings have been discussed with the cast and crew. The X card is in play. Cast, you can send the X's through the Zoom chat, which I have right here in front of me, or you can visibly hit the X. If a safety tool is activated, no judgment is passed and no questions are asked. We move forward. Safe places make for safer stories. We will also be using the red, yellow, green traffic light method, which can be called by cast or chat at any time. So chat, if you're looking at cast and we're all sitting here like, feel free to call a color check. We will stop. We will honor the safety tool activation. We will address the colors, and then we'll jump back into the content. Because this is mature content, I do want the audience to be aware of the following content warnings. As written, we're going to be exploring sex and sexual situations, violence, a significant amount of body horror, drug use, surgical horror, gore, potential suicide. Again, discretion is advised. If you guys know my storytelling style, I tend to give a lot of leeway to the players too. They could come up something worse than what I have out there already. So guys, without further ado, let us unveil this cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things that you do. And tonight's surprise question is, what scares you most? You, not your character. What scares you most about space? Doc, hit us, baby.
Oh, damn. Okay, wow. So, hi, everybody. I am Matt. Tracey, also known as Doc. I can be found on a variety of Discord channels, mostly Symphony, How We Roll, Good Friends Jackson Elias. If you check any sort of horror gaming Discord, there's a very good chance I'm there. What I do normally is I try to write a lot of Call of Cthulhu scenarios. I just got a new one out to hit the repository a few months ago called Lights in the Trees. That just also got picked up by the Old Ways through an actual play for, so that was pretty exciting. I got about 3 more in the chamber by the end of the summer if all goes well. And what scares me the most about space is the silence.
Ooh.
Because there is something just eerie about even sitting here in this back room of my apartment. Like I have a little fan going because it's only 85 degrees in here. You know, it's a nice chill day. But something about space is just that there's no sound. give your context and all that jazz, but it is just dead silent. So
That's a good one, Doc. That's actually a really strong one. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, hopping over next. Lauren, tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you, and what scares Lauren about space.
Hi, I'm Lauren Williams. You can find me mostly a lot of the time in the Pet Pic channel of Symphony, posting my
Yes!
dog Mac. He's one good-looking dog, as the men in Virginia say that are the countrymen. And yeah, what would scare me most? I Yeah, I just think it would be like a spacewalk where something goes wrong and just knowing that that's it. As you just
Oh.
move away from the ship.
Oh, I love that. The finality of it. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Skip, darling, tell us who
Hi.
you are, where people can find the things you do, and what scares Skip about space.
Hi, I'm Skip. I'm actually becoming a veteran here on Symphony. I've been doing this for over almost 2 years now.
Which is
So
so great.
it is. I just happened to hug Bridgett one day and now I'm an internet star. Um,
Welcome to the polycule, baby.
Thank you. Thank you. But yes, you catch me here on Symphony. I've done a guest shot on the Always podcast as well. And I do a little voice work here and there. And you can catch me on Discord. I'm Commodore Skip. Skip's a keeper. You find me. You can't miss my ugly mug here. So just look for me.
You're
All
not gonna
right.
talk about my spouse like that.
What scares me about space?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say the vast emptiness.
Ooh.
Because you could just look out. Let's say you're driving your little spaceship and it stalls, and you just look out and there is nothing but blackness and little dots here and there, and nobody's going to rescue me.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. That and a spaceship piloted by Bigfoot, but we won't go there.
We should probably unpack that one day. We might unpack that in the talk back.
that's got to be in the talk back.
That's got to be in the talk back.
Tell us about Bigfoot piloting.
Bigfoot piloting, why that scares you. Jesus. Tanya, you already know what it is, gorgeous. Tell us who you are, all the sexy things you do, where people can find you, and what the hell scares you about space?
Well, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya. You can find me on the Aging Journey podcast. We have a Discord. Come on over, have a chat with us. Maybe run a game. I don't know. I'll let you.
Oh, yes. Me, wow.
Yeah. And so you can find us on YouTube as well, and our website, which is just Aging Journey Podcast. And you can find our content on anywhere where you stream your podcast. What scared me about space? Well, I didn't think about Bigfoot piloting, but that was
Can't believe that wasn't on your radar, babe.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? However, I'm gonna say that the cold atmosphere, specifically having that be your last moment, sort of the last like pieces of your flesh freezing, the cold air going down, or the coldness just going down into your lungs, and everything about you becoming brittle, your blood freezing. Such a visceral way, but also quiet and silent. Very frightening.
You ain't lied. I'm uncomfortable now. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, cast, I appreciate you guys for being here. Chat, I just want to recycle back through some of the things that they addressed were their fears. Silence, the finality of your last moment being in an empty, vast nothingness, that vast emptiness, and then the cold, that lack of oxygen, that brittle skin, that breaking flesh. That's where our story is going to begin. And we are going to jump into that story now. The four of you are all members of the Starling. Congratulations on coming up with an absolutely stellar ship name. The Starling, and you guys are all a smuggling outfit that takes odd jobs to make a living. Now, Doc may or may not explain more about this, but it sounds like you guys tend to take a certain type of job, and that's something that we'll explore and we'll unpack during the duration of this introduction. But this group, your group, the smuggling outfit of the Starling, has been traveling together for a little over 2 years. So you guys are well embedded. Excuse me, you know each other well. And you kind of have an idea of, the vision of your ship, the jobs you want to take, the jobs that you can't take, and you're intimately tied to each other. We're going to do a little something different with introductions. First, I am going to start with, let's actually jump in with Blake. Let's start with Doc. Doc, what I need from you as Blake, I just right now need your physical appearance, what you look like, your personality, kind of like your vibe, your presentation, your specialty, like what's your occupation, what is your major contribution to this ship. And then I need you to tell me what your one rule is. And then the camera is going to pan back into your past, and then we'll start again there. So right now, just give us your name, your physical appearance, kind of like your personality, your vibe check, your specialty, and your one rule. If you get lost in those 5 things, don't worry, I will help you.
All right. So I'm playing Blake Bouvet. Appearance-wise, he has long, dark hair, usually tied back in sort of a shortish ponytail. It's not quite long enough to be a full-blown ponytail, but by looking at him, you get the feeling, and also because of his backstory, he has worked in the corporate side of things. He is a former Weyland-Yutani employee, and now that he is no longer affiliated with the company, he visually tries to just shove off everything corporate that shaped him at that point in time.
Yeah.
Because his one rule after everything he went through with Weyland-Yutani was that there's no secrets amongst the crew. Vibe-wise, he's the kind of person that he may not look it, but he's going to help out anybody he can, especially if it can stab back at the company a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they know what they did.
They know. And they're still doing it, Blake.
They are.
And they're still doing it. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. So, Blake, you have a particular incident with that company that you're doing your best to stab back at. And there are moments when Weyland-Yutani feels so insurmountable in their wealth and their influence and their access and their size that just like, are you even making a dent? Is this even, is this pinprick worth it? Can you withstand them? Do they even care or see you anymore? That gap and that relationship is hard, but something happened to you. I would love if you can to just kind of like jump into the GM seat and GM to yourself and just kind of give us a large capture of what Blake went through, because the cast would know this. The chat is about to know it, and Mother would appreciate your interpretation of it.
All right. So it was about 2.5 years ago. And Blake walks into one of the offices and tells them, you can't not tell people what happened. You can't just pretend that nothing happened and send new people off to fucking die. And one of the executives across the table just folds his hands and says, your job is simple. You get a crew, you go back, and you finish what you started. And Blake pounds on the desk a bit and screams at him that you can't just throw these lives away. You know something was there in the ice. You know something was wrong. And what, you're just going to just throw more people at it? Man sitting across the table looks at him and says, we know the value of human life. And so Blake storms out of the office as the voice calls back to him, if you leave now, you're going to regret that decision for the rest of your life. The next day, he tries to go public about what happened, reporting that there was a massacre among the entire crew, and the only one who made it out was him. But of course, the corporate spin machine did what they do best. And instead of it being one single survivor escaping a massacre on an expedition for Weyland-Yutani, it was a rogue agent slaughtered his team and then decided to try to take down the company for it. And ever since then, he's been on the run from the company. They know they can find him at any moment, and he knows that they can find him, but it doesn't stop him from trying to just do right by whatever he can. How's that?
Absolutely stellar. I'm so glad you won this lottery. Holy shit, Doc. You can role play your ass off. Brilliant. That was absolutely stunning. That was more than I possibly could have asked for in that delivery. Well done, especially if we're going out first. Your one rule: there will be no secrets amongst this crew. You know what secrets do to a crew. And you know the damage that trying to expose a secret can cause. My last question for you. Mother would like to know what your signature item is.
My signature item is a identification card from Wayland-Yutani that a friend of mine, Liz, has been able to sort of tamper with a bit, that I can still access things from the company.
Nice.
So if ever I need credentials to access something, I have a card that can do it, even though the card itself is completely phony.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Blake. I appreciate it. All right. Tanya, are you ready for me to hit you next?
Let's do it.
Okay. The 5 things that I need from you out the gate, and then you will be GMing with yourself again. I need your character name. I need their appearance, their vibe check, their personality, their role, basically what they are to the ship, how they contribute, and then what your one rule is.
Okay. I am playing Nikki Marsh, she, they. Nikki is a broad-shouldered, heavy-set woman who is probably about 6 foot. She towers over others, particularly since she also is always wearing a big old cowboy hat. She likes to say that she is 250 pounds of pure muscle.
Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm. And I would say her personality is on a good day, which is almost every day, very chill. She's giving out the good vibes she wants back. She's giving that Southern hospitality.
Yes.
And she really shouldn't have to raise her voice unless you make her, right?
Yes.
So that is Nikki, and her one rule is no human trafficking ever.
Okay. No human trafficking ever. With a crew like this, I doubt there's much objection there, but boundaries are important, and it's good that you have forward faced that expectation, especially given things that have happened in your past. No human trafficking. That's a particular boundary for you as well here, Nikki, because what do you do for the ship? What's your occupation?
Well, I am the pilot.
You are the pilot. You're the pilot that is flying Starling, which I absolutely love. Beautifully done, Tanya. So here's what Mother now needs from you. I need to get out of the Mother chair. I'm going to surrender the reins to you, and very similar to how Doc just did it, although this is your moment, this is your GM seat, this is your story. I would really appreciate it if you share it with the audience, with the table, and with Mother, your backstory, your significant event.
Okay. I would say I'm still a young pilot, but I have seen the galaxy already. I have been to many planets, and I've piloted many ships. I'd say I'm very talented in a lot of things. And I usually am very careful with what I might move. We don't want to use the word smuggle, but what I might move, across the galaxy. And although I have never been against live cargo, strange animals, or, a lot of maybe some overstock of farm animals, perhaps even individuals that need to leave one place and go to another.
Right.
However, there was one incident a few years ago where there was a miscommunication, you might say. I'm not too good with the administrative tasks of working on a ship. I don't really keep up with my registrations, don't really keep up with my licenses, and sometimes perhaps I don't double check the inventory. And this one situation in particular got a bit let's say it got a bit messy.
Mm.
The conversation didn't go, well. And unfortunately, some people did not make it out alive from that confrontation. Not me, obviously. I usually do make it out. Um, so far, I have been very careful to keep myself away from people that might remember or know of that incident, because there are some people that were not happy with the way I handled the miscommunication issue. And they might be looking for me, perhaps in a way that would encourage others to look for me, seeing as how I do have a bounty on my head.
I was gonna say that sounds like a bounty. Yeah, that sounds like a bounty. That's
Quite
fair.
a significant amount. Quite a significant amount. So I try to keep that under wraps. Try to keep that to myself. And so yeah, that's been my experience. And because of that, absolutely no human trafficking whatsoever. You can imagine what that inventory was.
Yeah. Yeah. How many people did you kill that night, Nikki? Just as a point of clarification.
7.
They shouldn't have been smuggling kids. They got what was coming towards them.
Mm.
Moving on, let us go and talk to Cameron Flores, our roughneck. Cameron, what I need from you, at least for just right now, is your name, your position on the ship, what you do, your physical appearance, your vibe, and your one rule.
All right. Cameron Flores, non-binary, they, them pronouns. Vibe is fairly relaxed, but serious at the same time. They seem to know something's broken on the ship before they're told. They'll appear with the right tools and coveralls tied around their waist with their tool belt and sleeveless shirt. And yeah, yeah, anything that needs fixing on the ship, they can also help Nikki pilot when that's needed. And just a very reliable person on the crew. So.
Oh, I love that. I love that. What is your one rule? Y'all have them.
Yep, we're all in, we're all out. No bureaucratic nonsense. Every voice matters.
Wow, that's a pretty strong rule. We're all in or we're all out. No bureaucratic nonsense. Every voice matters. You are a team player. It's one of your rules, it's one of your boundaries. No one gets left behind. You're all in, you're all out. That's strong. I can imagine how you got to that being your one rule. I agree, that is a good rule. Tell us about that incident, Cameron.
They were serving I was serving 2 life sentences on Florina 161, Planet Fury. Planet where there's both a penitentiary and a lead smelting plant. The prisoners run. Prisoners range from docile to flat out deranged. Of course, both owned by Wayland Yutani, as they own just about everything. And many of the guards, I mean, I tried to assist them when I could. And most of them, they were prisoners once too. And they had served their time. But one day there was a new female guard that a group of these deranged inmates attacked. And later that day, I wrote some service tickets to repair one of the pots in that lead smelting plant. I mean, I heard them screaming. They were inside. Locked the door, turned on the hot lead. Just decided to go to bed. And that night, the guard that had been injured uh, did me the favor smuggling me out
Mm.
and helped me escape. She, yeah, did me a big favor. I'm not sure I would have lived much longer if people had found out.
Wow. Cameron, quick question for you. You heard the screams. You heard them screaming. That woman they attacked screamed too. It didn't bother them. Should
No.
their screams really bother you? I'm gonna let you answer that question here in a moment. But you said as that pot turned on and they were screaming, you went to bed. Is that a decision that haunts you? Do those screams keep you up at night? Or is that a decision that was just like, and you're completely at peace with it? Mother's just curious.
Mm. I still hear them sometimes. They, yeah, I hear them when I go to bed. Sometimes I wake up, I hear them in my sleep.
That's fair. That's fair. Well done. Well done. All right. Let us check in with our Marine, Jordan Greer. Jordan, same setup, babe. Tell us your name, tell us your occupation, basically what you do to contribute to this ship, to the Starling, your physical appearance, your personality, and what's your one rule?
I'm Jordan Greer, uh, lifetime Marine. I always wanted to be a Marine. I love being a Marine, and we'll go into why that ended here in just a few minutes.
Mm.
Jordan is a hulking man. He's about 6'7", 6'8", weighs about 300 pounds. Um, Normally he would have red hair, but he keeps it shaved, and his eyes are bright green. He, like I, wears Hawaiian shirts now. He traded in his camos for Hawaiian shirts, and again, we will go into that in just a little bit. Jordan he speaks, he smiles every now and then, but he pretty much keeps to himself. But he watches over the crew and makes sure that they stay safe. He is basically the gun. Mm-hmm. His one rule, though, no one, and I repeat, no one ever gets left behind. You go, we go. That's his motto.
Wow. No one gets left behind. You go, we go. I love how tight knit this crew is. Jordan, you loved past tense being a Marine, but you also said that you'll always be a Marine. I love that contrast and I love that heartbreak. But you were dishonorably discharged from the Marines.
Yeah.
Talk us through what happened.
Well, I got in for the travel and the adventure, to save lives. Just see new things. I love big guns, Where else could you go than the Marine Corps to get a handle on all that? And I was in there. I was living the dream. Love being there. Love my team. Love being side by side in the trenches. But everybody knows everybody needs downtime every now and then. We had set down to refuel on LV 426. It's just kind of a little shake and bake colony, but it had a bar. Bars mean rest and recreation. So we did. My lieutenant, very boisterous, very outgoing, very cocky, I guess would be the word that you say. Got into a little skirmish, let's say. And it was more than a skirmish. It was a real nasty fight with one of the colonial rednecks. Things got way out of hand. There was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of smoking. There was a lot of outside interference, so to speak, that would just enrage a person. So again, you go, we go. So we all jumped in, and it was a smorgasbord of punches, kicks, and I think there was a knife. But when you get into the heat of the fight, sometimes you lose your senses. You're just so focused on saving your lieutenant or your buddy and everything. And I don't even remember seeing her. All I remember is the sound of the crunch when my fist hit her face. Right between the eyes. Didn't even realize what I was doing. It wasn't really until the hearing, when the autopsy report came in, that everything just... She was pregnant. You know, she didn't deserve to die. She was there just to have a good time like the rest of us. And if we weren't drinking, if I wasn't drinking, you know, she would still be here. So I lost me. I lost who I was. And that's where the Hawaiian shirts come in. It's my little honor to her, because what I found out is she loved wearing them. So in some way, kind of keeping her memory alive by wearing these shirts.
Jordan, you're literally wearing your grief. You're a walking reminder of that woman that you killed. That's deep. I'm going to go just a little bit deeper. And I would like you to tell us what your signature item is.
There was camera footage of what happened. So I have a copy of that. And at least 3 or 4 times a week, I go back and I watch it. Maybe somebody out there remembers her, maybe not, but I do.
But you
I need to remind myself of the mistakes that I made. I need to make sure that I do not touch another drink, smoke another cigarette, keep my wits, and make sure that this never happens to me, but to anybody that I know ever again.
Ever again. Well done, Jordan. I'm going to cycle back to 2 players that I missed. Nikki Marsh, would you please tell us your signature item?
It is a small glass vial of sand that I gathered when I went to the very first planet I ever went to.
Well done. That's grounding. There's at least beauty in that. Before I continue along that line of thought, Cameron, please tell Mother, what your signature item is.
It's a necklace they wear. It's given to them as a thank you, as they were awoken by that guard and put on that monthly cargo ship. She could barely walk and shoved it into their hand as she pushed them onto the ship.
Beautiful. Well done. Cast, way to lean completely in. Like, wow. Take a bow. That was impressive storytelling for you guys just to be out the gate with your character introductions. Mechanically, I will share this with you because we have one person who's never played Alien the RPG and another person who's only played it once, and this will matter going forward. As your stress pool deepens and increases, there are things that you can do to wind back your stress. Mechanically, there are things that you can do, like the manipulate skill helps, manage panic and helps you with stress. Some people have feats that allow them to to help manage your stress or the stress of others. But there's interacting with your signature item that you can do when you're in a place of quiet and safety that can dial back a point of that stress. So you guys have been together 2 years. You know, it might be one of those situations that after you got off of a particularly stressful event, you may walk by Jordan's bunk and just see him staring at a monitor in front of him, watching that bar footage again and again and again. And it's that moment where you have to have the balance of, is this healthy for Jordan? And then after 2 years, you understand that's how he deals with his stress. If he interacts with that footage, he can actually ground himself. He can dial himself back. It might not be weird for you guys to walk across and see Nikki at their station with just like the sand spread out and then the sand being recollected and put back into the vial. It might not be odd for you to see Blake walking down the hallways, murmuring to himself while spinning that key card. It might not be odd for you guys to hear Cameron wake up screaming in the middle of the night, clutching for that necklace that they wear around their neck. These are your signature items. These are the things that ground you. These are the things that bring you back to reality. These are things that help you deal with the impossible things that you guys have seen and you have experienced. Color check, because that was very heavy. I need actual colors across the board. Doc.
Green.
Skip. Oh, you're muted, baby. Or Symphony broke, one of those two.
Nah, he's muted.
No, he's actually
Green.
muted. Beautiful. Tanya?
Green.
Oh, I love it so much. And Lauren?
Green.
Mother is also green. We are moving forward. Thank you for the color check. Thank you for like deep diving into those very traumatic and horrific backstories. So Starling crew, who takes on particular jobs. You have a primary outfitter, and I am going to populate their picture now. This young woman's name is Jana, which is populating into the Twitch now. And guys, in the shared photo that I gave you, it's Jana. You can see it. Jana is one of your primary outfitters. She's one of the people that feeds you guys pretty decent work on a regular day basis. Jana is a particularly nasty outfitter. She's vicious. She has a very low tolerance for dumb shit. And she has a very small window of tolerance for anything that isn't pure competency. Most people are afraid to work with her because she's killed her entire crews. That's just a thing we all know about Jana. Something goes wrong, there's a leak, somebody fucked up somewhere, and then suddenly she's with a whole new crew and she thinks it's absolutely hysterical. Why you guys continue to work with Jana, I'm going to let you work with that on your end, but the one thing is, she pays well, she's never fucked you. She completely understands all of your rules, all of your boundaries. She doesn't touch them. She just has really lethal quirks. What can you say? It's Jana. You guys have just picked up a dead drop off of somebody's back moon. And that took an entire afternoon where mostly Cameron, probably with some support from Jordan, were digging up just cold white rock to get to the base of this drop. And it's one of those things that was all hands on decks because this is one of those planets that you can't really land on. So Nikki, that was stressful for you. And Blake, you're like, what the fuck are these people doing? And Jordan and Cameron, this was a physical manual labor, but you're also using your lifters and your tractors. And it's like 7 or 8 pallets of, sealed gear. You have no idea what's inside of it. But the one thing with Jana, she respects your boundaries. Everything is unlocked. So if you want to look into it, that is not her business. That's not her circus. That is not her monkey. She's completely okay with that. That is just one of those things that she understands. So, Nikki, you are finally able to take off from this planet. You guys have all this cargo loaded, and Jana's face populates on your screen. And she says the following to the group of you all that are all collected, there on the bridge. She goes, I see that drop went well. I see that drop went horribly.
No, it went all right. So nice to see you again, Jana. You're looking beautiful as always.
Well, it's good to see you too, Nikki. Thank you so much. Do you like the new haircut?
Of course, but your old one also looked good on you.
And she smiles, and there's just, why is it every time this woman smiles, it looks predatory? even when she's being sincere, it just looks like that's a smile that comes right before her killing somebody for just sneezing in her general direction. Again, you guys don't seem to have a problem with her. She likes working with you. She says, so I need you guys to take these crates and these supplies to the colony of Paradise. Nikki, I'm uploading those coordinates to you now. This is a planet on ISO. She pauses and she rolls her eyes. She says, yeah, I know. It's a shit run. I would do it myself, but the last time I did, I almost killed that entire goddamn colony. I might have killed 3. They're all odd people. It's a very strange community. However, the Koti leaders on that planet, they pay well for me to smuggle items to them without the United Americas and Weyland-Yutani knowing. Your type of mission. You look inside, you can see the cargo, you have access to it, no? You may feel sad for them. The things that they cannot get from the Yutani dynasty, they pay well for. One of their requested items, a football. They wanted footballs for their children.
That's sad.
Jana nods. So this is a shit run. And I pay a large bonus for shit runs. You know that, Nikki. Also, at present, you 4, at least you, Blake, and she glares through the monitor at you there, standing in the Blake. You've been asking for a medical professional. ISO, I think, has one that'd be a good fit to your crew. Nikki, I upload her chart for you now. And then suddenly, your comms populate with, entire chart on a Dr. Meredith Chance. She continues speaking to Blake. I like her. I actually offer her a job with my crew, but she refused. She calls me vicious. I don't know where she gets that from.
We see what happens with your crews.
What do you mean, Blake? What happens with my crew? What have you heard?
No,
mind you, you've seen her kill people. You've seen her put a bullet through her. So she's she's completely fucking with you at this point because you've seen her somebody interrupt her while she's talking to you, and she just puts a 9 through somebody's head. What have you heard, Blake, about me and my crew?
Same shit that Wei Yu says about me. It's kindred spirits, as it were.
Oh, but the things Wei Yu says about you are not true.
Well, you never know.
That's true. You never do know anyone. Anyways, I found you a doctor. You consider that part of your bonus. It's a free one, though, so a free bonus.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. The reason I sent her to you, like I said, I tried to bring her to my crew. She called me vicious. That hurt my feelings. She nods. She calls me...
Can your feelings be hurt?
Cameron. I love when you flirt with me like this. Another predatory smile runs across her face. This young one, this Meredith Chance, this Dr. Meredith Chance, calls me 2 weeks ago, begging to get off of ISO. Says something is happening, something is wrong. She doesn't feel safe. She never feels safe. She didn't feel safe with me, strangest thing. So anyways, if you like her, pick her up. She's trying to get off the planet anyways. If you don't like her, leave her where she is, charge her, I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. See if she's a good fit. If not, I'll ask the next crew if they want her. Nikki, I need you to look at me.
Yeah.
Stavia is worlds away. There's no cryo sleep on this shit run. Too many environmental anomalies, debris for a straight course. There's no fueling stations either between your last departure point and Stavia. The only fueling is on that planet. If you fuck up out there, you're stranded out there in the quiet, in the dark, in the nothingness, and no one is going to come and save you. It's a shit run. You need to be on your best.
I always am.
Good. Questions for me? I need to go kill my last pilot. He was 40 minutes late for an arrival. I can't handle that. Ugh. You don't know whether she's joking or not.
35 is inexcusable.
Apparently, job security is not part of your motif.
Oh, she looks up and she goes, is that the Jordan? You usually don't speak to me, Jordan. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Bullseye. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jordan. How are you?
Fair to partly cloudy today.
Mm.
I'm wearing my black shirt just for you. I know you like it.
Oh, and she winks again. I was like, I love when this crew flirts with me. It makes me very happy. You should all come work for me at some point. I pay very well. Have you not heard?
Well, I would, thank you for that offer. But we are doing real well all on our own, Jonna. But we'll look at the cargo, and I'll look up who is this Dr. Chance.
Yes, the young one.
We'll look at picking her up.
Good. She called me vicious, hurt my feelings.
Well, she doesn't know you like we do.
That might be a good thing. Nikki, stay on your guard. It's a shit run. The rest of you, I'll see you on the backside. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And the comms terminate. Narrative fluff me. What are you guys doing here as far as next steps? You got a few clues. You can role play to yourselves. I can get the fuck out of your way. It doesn't matter. Just tell me what we're doing, where we're going.
Can I look up Miss Chance? What does she look like?
Absolutely, my love. You pull up the file that Jonna has given you on Chance. Meredith Chance photo is populating right now, and here's what you are getting on the Meredith Chance file. There's a lot of redacted information. And based on the transcription history, it's not Jonna redacting this information. Whoever she bullied, paid, tortured, or bought this information from, it was redacted when it got to her. There are several incidents relating to Weyland-Yutani that are all redacted, but here's what you are able to get. Miss Dr. Meredith Chance was a Weyland-Yutani Exceptional Youth Scholarship recipient. Blake, you are very familiar with these type of scholarship recipients. These are the cream of the crops, the best of the best. These are usually people that are scouted by Weyland-Yutani a decade before they even graduate. Like, this is like Weyland-Yutani was watching her for 10 years before they even offered her the scholarship because they knew that she was going to fulfill certain responsibilities. This is almost like your golden girls of Weyland-Yutani. She was second in her graduating class at Wayu College of Medicine on the main planets. She has a fellowship in infectious disease on Achilles, the ISO colony, where she is right now. And Blake, this is what particularly gets your attention as Nikki is pulling this information. Her recommendation status is hire with caution. Candidate exemplifies non-policy compliant attitude, which you immediately interpret as, oh, she didn't drink the Kool-Aid and they're mad about it, but she's too valuable for them to terminate. So they're trying to. So you already know that about her. I was like, oh, so she either has a mouth on her, or she's willing to stand up for herself, or she's not willing to conform.
Can I make a roll as Nikki is attempting to access these files to use my falsified credentials to see what I can find that would be beyond the redaction?
Oh, I love this so much. That is going to be a Comtech roll, please. That card that you're using gives you a +2. So for those +2, yep.
Okay. Still one success.
Just one success. So yeah, you're able to get all of the redacted information, which is giving you some backstory things where her family actually comes from money. They come from a long line of medical professionals that are all working for Weyland-Yutani. She is currently an orphan, and you get every single one of these documented incidents. Her focus is on infectious disease, and she has gone to at least 3 different places on 3 different assignments where she has uncovered something that Weyland-Yutani was like, nah, you didn't see that, but we'll take it. And she was like, but what you're not going to do is take it. And then it got pried from her hands. And on the other situation, she discovered something, and Weyland-Yutani was like, we're going to take that. And she gave them something else and then published a paper and a whole lot of other shit on what she actually did find. They're mildly irritated with Miss Chance right now, which is probably why they threw her ass on this backwater planet where no doctor would willingly go.
How's she looking, Blake?
Like, we need to pick her ass up because I feel like kindred spirits here. She might know some things that Wayu doesn't want getting out. They threw her out there for a reason.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
She's single?
Reporting shows right now. Oh, no, listen, this is Weyland-Yutani. You know how invasive they are. It absolutely has her pronouns, her sexual preferences, and her relationship status as they are aware. And right now, this pinging is single.
Okay.
She is currently an orphan, and you get every single one of these documented incidents. Her focus is on infectious disease, and she has gone to at least 3 different places on 3 different assignments where she has uncovered something that Weyland-Yutani was like, nah, you didn't see that, but we'll take it. And she was like, but what you're not going to do is take it. And then published a paper and a whole lot of other shit on what she actually did find. They're
She
Well,
single?
hello.
You feeling lonely there, Nikki?
Hey, we've been out here for a long time, okay? You're not giving me any love.
I'll just raise an eyebrow.
Do we need to pick her up first before we move on to where we need to drop off or pick up?
Oh, point of clarity, same location.
Oh,
Okay.
You guys are going to ISO right now, this colony on Stavia, the planet, and she's the doctor there on that planet. So it's a
okay.
2-for-1 trip.
All right. I think
for me.
Cameron will approach Nikki like they usually do after cargo is picked up, and look her right in the eye and say, do you want me to check it?
Always, Cam.
All right. And they'll go down and look for any human cargo.
Well done. You're all in, you're all out. We don't smuggle humans. There are no secrets amongst this crew, and no one gets left behind. Cameron, great call. So you go and you check out the cargoes as per usual. Jonna leaves everything open for you guys. This is kind of heartbreaking, Cameron, as you're looking through the cargo hold right now. So there's 8 pallets, and you're looking inside the crates and the boxes, and there are 6 trunks that are nothing but seasonings, culinary support, utensils, frozen red meat, lots and lots and lots of frozen red meat, and not even like good red meat, just like ground chuck, poorly put together steaks, all frozen. It's like one of them is just, it seems like, seasonings and culinary support and frozen red meats. There are 2 crates that are nothing but entertainment. And Cameron, we're talking about like television shows that were popular 20 years ago, sports equipment, board games, electronic handheld devices, musical instruments. There's one small metal case that is carrying nothing but like basic medical supplies. I'm talking like antiseptics, over-the-counter medicines, syringes, sanitary wipes. And then there's like 10 or 15 other crates that just have miscellaneous, which you would always say is like necessary supplies, gears and bolts and things to outfit equipment, books. It's just kind of weird that you're getting paid this much to send these type of mundane items to this colony, but then you also think like, okay, well, there's something weird about this colony that might be worth looking into. The reason Weyland-Yutani isn't supplying like these basic living necessities or the basic entertainment or things of that nature. Yeah, it's a shit run, but there has to be something more going on. But all of it is above board, babe. There's 3 footballs in there. Children's toys. You've never seen pallets stacked with something like this. Like this is all like $500 at Walmart.
Yeah, Cameron will they'll just get on the comms and explain everything they found, and just why will no one deliver any of the stuff to them? It's such basic necessities and comfort items. This is odd.
Have you met Weyland-Yutani? Comfort isn't exactly in their motto.
I mean, I've been trying not to lately, so
Facts.
For the best.
do you think Shauna knows about how much my bounty is at this point?
I would assume Jonna knows everything at all times.
Okay.
Great assumption to have.
Don't worry, they're not going to get through.
They don't get through till they do.
Facts.
Jonna wouldn't fuck us over like that. She wouldn't set us up for something. She's
Right.
good. She's good.
Yeah, she's good. She's not good, She's a horrible person, but she's like she's like, it's all right.
She's good at what she does. Let's put it that way.
Right.
She'll shoot you in the front. That's
Right. There
the
you
best
go.
you can hope for.
All you can hope for.
As long as she buys me dinner first.
I wonder if Dawn would have any information.
Oh.
I can try calling her.
Yeah. Let me call her. I'll call her. I got to talk to her anyway. I got something
All right.
for her.
Ooh, this is amazing. Okay, so you're gonna call up your contact, the crew's friend, Liz Dawning, aka Dawn.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you calling her up? Is this a private comms, or is this just on the screen where everyone can see it, or everyone could see it depending on where they are on the ship?
Yeah. It'll be just this is a general call, so I'm not, gonna hide anything or anything like that. I wouldn't do
No.
it anyway.
I love it. I love it. No secrets amongst the crew, right? That's one of the rules.
Yep.
Yeah. So you dial up Dawn, and you get a signal that immediately makes your heart sink for a moment. So it connects, but instead of going to like her personal comms device, you recognize like visibly onto the screen that it reroutes to Wayu Hospice, and then there's a hold screen, and that just it kind of like takes the pit out of you for a second, because you guys knew she was sick. That's been a thing for like the last 6 months, but she's Wayu. She's high up in Wayu. Like, they've got money, they've got the best medical supplies, the best treatment. And that's when the screen populates. And you can see Dawn appears on the screen. The room around her is fluorescently, brightly lit. You're so used to seeing her in her home or her home office or out in the field. It's weird to see her in a sterile hospital environment. You can even see the signage on the wall behind her that says Weyland-Yutani, employee hospice. Either she lied to you about how sick she's been, or something has exaggerated and just incrementally escalated how sick she is. She populates. You can see that her eyes are dark. Her skin is gaunt. She has thinned significantly since last time you guys saw her. And she looks to you after a coughing fit that she has to like cover her mouth with a towel of some sort on. There's blood in it. And she goes, "We can terraform worlds. We can build androids that appear more human than we do. However, when my lungs start failing, apparently there's nothing anyone can do. They've done 3 replacements already. I won't survive a 4th. Hi, Jordan."
Hi, Dawn. I'm sorry. I figured you may be at home. I don't mean to disturb you.
No, you're the best call that I've seen today. How are you guys? She looks across her monitors as each of you.
Oh, I got you something on the last planet. Reaches into his little bag and pulls out this little dancing girl hula hoop figurine. Just kind of dances around with a bright Hawaiian shirt on and grass skirt. It says "Love You Mean It" on it, and then he kind of shakes it, so she starts doing a little dance. I thought of you when I was there, and I thought you might like that. I'll make sure that he'll pause for a second. You'll get it the next time I see you.
And she looks at the little dancing figurine, and her head kind of dances with it. And then she starts laughing because it's just completely absurd and totally adorable. And that laughing triggers a coughing fit. That coughing fit triggers a delay. That delay triggers blood that's like running down her face. That triggers somebody rushing into the room and helping her. That triggers another delay where she has to be restabilized. That triggers a nerve saying she's not well enough to have this conversation, to which Don kicks him out of the room. That one gift came with 10 minutes of "we're gonna lose her soon." And then she's back. I love it. I can't wait to see it. And then she doesn't laugh, but she does do like the little shimmy. So I'm looking at your flight path right now. You're on your way to Stavia, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about somebody that had been your employee. Dr. Meredith Chance. Have you ever heard of her?
Yeah, the doctor came across our radar. You guys looking at picking her up? Is that a Jana recommendation? You know that Dawn hates Jana and Jonna hates Dawn. They have never fucked with each other ever. They respect each other because they have you guys in common, but they hate each other. Is that a Jonna recommendation?
Yeah.
I'll jump in and say, no, Nikki's feeling lonely.
Yeah, we're playing matchmaker.
Hey, I think Nikki will look over and look at the little telecom. Dawn, honey, looking amazing as always.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the sunken eyes and the swollen face does a lot for me.
Well, you know, that hospital gown is doing something.
Yeah, I don't think it's really my color, but I do appreciate it. And she, stifles back a cough as she looks at you. Chance is a good get if you can pull her in. I think she'd fit well with the crew. She might give Blake a run for his money, but other than that, I think she's a good get. How much do you guys know about Stavia? How much do you guys know about ISO, that colony?
Only as much as this can give me. I'll take the key and just go like swirl it on my finger and go, I still owe you for this,
I've got an upgrade coming. I think you're going to really like it.
I'll look right at her wing and just go, me wow.
Me wow. I love this Symphony polykill so much. She pads on her data. She, reaches over and, shakily swipes her data card. And you guys are going to get a whole profile on this ISO. And here is the quick and dirty that you guys are able to see. So ISO is the name of the colony, and it's on a water-based planet called Stavia. It was originally constructed by Seegson Technologies, which is a major competitor of Weyland-Yutani, and it was designed to be a luxury resort. Come see nature evolve. It's one of the ads that plays across your data screen. And they built it, and no one came because fuck that trip all the way out there. It just really wasn't worth it. No one would do it. They miscalculated their forecasting, and it was a collapse. It went into foreclosure. Weyland-Yutani picked it up, and because Weyland-Yutani is Weyland-Yutani, they decided, we'll just change the marketing profile and make it sexier, and then people will come. No one did. So before it slipped into bankruptcy too, Weyland-Yutani turned it into a penal colony. So this is a prisoner resort situation. But all of that money, all of that investment, and then all the way to fuck out here, this isn't the penal colony that Cameron was raised in. They threw one particular cult out here. And when I say cult, I mean per the registry on Weyland-Yutani and the Federal Globeration at large. Jesus, Globeration. It is the Society of Illumination, and this is in the Alien book, I do believe. This is a group of cultists who believe in limited government rule and a free frontier. And they demonstrated their beliefs by setting themselves on fire in protest. One protest was poorly contained. A good part of a major city was engulfed in flames. Officials rounded up as many of these cultists as they find, and they dropped them off over here on ISO, where no one cares. They're out of sight, out of mind. They can put in the bare minimum to meet the tax requirements and the internment laws to say, yep, they're okay, they're fine, and that's how it's sitting up right now. All of that populates. Globulation will be the end of civilization. I hate you, evil Nosferatu. So that's the information you guys are able to get from her on that. It's a really bad run.
If this is a penal colony, why is the doctor there as a doctor to the prisoners?
Yeah, we sent her out there after that stunt she pulled. Did you hear about the stunt she pulled with the swap data?
I think Blake actually read the profile. Blake?
They stuck her out there for 14 months as a punishment.
Oh, I see.
Like taps like one of the terminals, kind of pull up that redacted information again and go, yeah, she seems like my type, one who doesn't really trust these corporate fuckheads.
I'm telling you, Blake, that one's going to give you a run for your money. I think it'd be a good fit. I've never met her, but
Okay.
everything that I've seen, I like her.
Coming from your recommendation, I wouldn't doubt it. I thought the only one who'd give me a run for money would be you, Dawn. I'll give her a little smile.
Oh, and she forces a smile, and you can see like a little bit of blood coming from the corner of her mouth, which she manages to wipe down, and she drinks back some water. She says, "So I actually have an open ticket for Stavia if you guys want some additional work while you're there. Blake, you're not gonna like it. Jordan, you're really not gonna like it."
What is it?
This is Bridgett scrolling up. I'm like, oh, what is it? I wrote it. I should know. Where is it? Here we go. Blake, do you remember Aiko Matoya? And you remember him well. This was a high-end executive in the R&D department that retired with honors and bells and whistles last year.
Yeah, I remember him.
You guys don't have to take this job. I've been sitting on it for 6 months, but no one wants to go all the way out to Stavia. And she ports this over to you guys. And she explains the following. She says, Eiko Matoya retired last year from the R&D department. His daughter was on that planet that got swept up in the whole self-immolation thing. He has a kid over on that penal colony, and he wants her off. He's hit every legal button he could to try to get her extracted, get her released, but Weyland-Yutani isn't budging. They're making an example out of her. He's looking for someone to pull her off.
Dawn, for you, we'll do it. Nikki, you cool with that?
What's the pay?
And she smiles at you, Nikki. And she's like, please don't ever change. And she hits a button. And this is the compensation that populates for you guys. It's 100,000 credits per person, which is substantial.
Yeah.
And hold on, I have actual comps here. If you guys accept this mission, she can leverage Eiko Matoya for the following things. He can wipe every single one of your Federation profiles and give all of you guys a clean start. That's everyone. That's prison sentence gone. That's dishonorably discharged, revoked. That is validating your license. That is lifting a bounty. That is reinstating your Weyland-Yutani access. And even if you don't want the reinstatement to access, it at least takes you off of their blacklist. She is almost certain that she can negotiate that as payment.
You should have told us about this sooner, Dawn.
I didn't know you were going to ISO until I just saw your flight trajectory populate. And I've been
Dawn,
busy.
how about you throwing a nice dinner for you and I on top of that?
Oh. Where are you going to take me?
I'll let you know when we get back.
And she smiles, and you can see she's doing everything she can not to frown, and all of you know immediately she's not going to be alive by the time you guys get back. And everyone's stress goes up by 1. I've populated Eiko Matoya's contact information. If you need to reach him discreetly, he can get you a profile on his girl. Her name is Miko Matoya.
Sounds like we're taking it.
Oh, yeah.
Make smart
I'm in.
decisions, okay, guys?
Well, that sounds boring.
It does sound boring. Then
No,
she smiles and she fights back a laugh.
We will, Dawn. We will.
You think about where you want to go to dinner, Dawn. We'll take you someplace nice.
I will. I will. I've had a taste for. Do you remember that one that one island that we were on, Blake, that had the seafood restaurant on the cliff face?
Mm-hmm.
What was the one platter that they brought out? The table next to us had a birthday. They brought it out, and I demanded that we order the same thing. I want whatever was on that platter. What was that platter?
It's that crazy seafood platter that they somehow curled the crab legs up to look like a crown.
The crowd. Oh, that was so tacky, but it was so beautiful.
All right. When we get back, that's what we're having for dinner. My treat.
Deal. Deal. I want the drink that goes with it, too. The one with the umbrella and the multicolors.
We'll get two.
Nikki, it's a shit run.
So
Keep your wits about you.
I'm sure we'll be just fine. And when we do finally get back from this shit run everyone's been telling me about, maybe we'll all take a quick vacation.
Yeah. I think that'd be nice. Cameron, stop looking at me like that. It's going to be fine. You guys have each other. And I'll be in the trenches with you for as long as I can, okay?
Happy to have you, Don.
Jordan, can you hit the... She
Keep
wobbles.
dancing, Dawn. Keep dancing.
And she wobbles. And she kisses her hand and she kisses the screen and then it depopulates.
Damn it.
All right, gang. Looks like we got another job to do. We're gonna be busy. Let's get going.
Color check.
Cameron just silently leaves.
Color check
Color
across the
check.
board. Yep.
Green.
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 Okay, we're good to go. Green means we continue forward. All right. Shall we go to the planet of Stavia?
Let's
Let's
do it.
hit it.
Whew, let's get this bullshit out the way now, or at least as quickly as possible. Nikki, this is a really shit run. I'm going to tell you exactly how shit this run is right now.
Perfect.
The first quarter of this trip, you immediately regret taking this job. All of you. It is impossible to navigate through cryo because of all of the atmospheric anomalies and precautions that you need to take. It feels like an eternity has passed already. You guys know when you're constantly looking at your watch for something, like you're trying to get out of work or you're waiting until a long flight lands and you're just like, how much longer do I have? And you're like, I already know that we're in the last, it's been an hour. That's your first couple weeks of travel. It is grinding. And I need stamina checks from everyone, please.
Not
Yep.
great.
We still got a stress die.
So you can pull your stress die for now because this is like over the course of the first couple weeks of travel, and that would have dissipated by now.
Okay.
One success.
One success, okay.
4 successes.
Oh, damn. Choose your own stunts, baby. You got the stunt things in front of you. You can keep them. If they matter for now, they matter for now. If not, just hold them into your pocket.
Okay.
But you're getting 3 stunts from that.
No successes.
Oh, that's going to be great on our pilot. I'm super excited about that. How'd you do,
2.
Lauren? 2. Okay. All you needed was the 1, and then you can bag your stunt. And just stunts is like you can give another PC the same. You can give another PC a success. So if you guys wanted to, you could swing one of those successes down to your pilot, which I would highly recommend. You can get a +1 modification on a later roll. You're hardened by the experience. You don't need to do this check again, which is going to be really helpful, or you impress someone. You have options.
I think Cameron would be keeping an eye on Nikki as a fellow person that could pilot the ship, and would probably transfer that success over if that's possible to help out. I see that she's struggling a bit. This is a really hard run. Would say, hey, I think you need a break.
All right. I'm not gonna sleep or anything. I'll just take a walk, around, and I'm gonna grab my my vial just to kind of hold it as I walk around.
Good. Okay. Well, beautiful table play there, guys. Or whether using the mechanics narratively. Nikki, it's one of those moments where Cameron really came in a clutch at the last moment, because if your window of tolerance is this low, where you're having issues navigating this experience, and this is the first quarter of the trip, the last bottom half is going to be hell. Well done.
Yeah, I think Cameron probably brought you like your favorite snack as they showed up.
I'm going to interpret that how I want to.
Fair enough.
I think I'm going to use mine to just harden the experience so I don't have to roll again.
Good.
And the way Jordan does that is he just goes and he starts organizing his bunk. He just kind of knows it's going to be a while. He knows it's going to, be endless and endless and endless. So if everything is organized, then everything is fine.
If everything is organized, then everything is fine. Good. At the midpoint, you all take a team vote on whether or not to go, fuck this, we're going back, or we're going forward. And because the story doesn't happen unless you're going forward, the vote went, you guys are going forward. But a vote did happen. A conversation happened. Every voice matters. We're all in, we're all out. A vote happened, and you guys decided for reasons that you were going forward. But at the halfway point, you're literally like, this might not be worth it, guys. This 100% absolutely positively might not be worth it. You think about the stuffed animals and ibuprofen in the cargo hold. You think about Dawn. You think about you might come out with a new medic. You think about Miko, who you're not really sure whether she wants to leave or not, or whether her dad just wants her to leave. But you know what? You'll figure all of that out on the way. 3/4 of the way in, I need another stamina check. And at that point, you all do unanimously vote that you'll never, ever, 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 ever take this job again. Ever.
And I don't need to roll for this, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, chat is saying for Dawn. I absolutely love it.
That is 1 success.
Good for you. 1 success. Okay.
That's 2 successes.
Oh, thank God for you. Lauren looks stressed.
None.
Lauren, I'm just not Lauren. Sorry. Cameron, I'm just curious. 3/4 of the way in, after you guys have voted that you're never doing this again, you do not have any successes. Now, some of these people with multiple successes could throw you one of their successes as a stunt. I'll get that into a minute. But what does this creeping insanity look and feel like to you? Because at this point, this is threatening on your guys' actual sanity.
Yeah. We're going to what's a Wayland Yutani, like sort of penal colony essentially. So, or that they kind of forced them there. So I think that's starting to get to them as far as like what is the social structure going to be like there? Are these people terrible like some of them were where they were? Are they going to have to take things into their own hands again? Those are all just spinning in their heads, but all the questions that they just don't have answers to.
Can I go ahead and throw on that this is nightly? You hear those screams of those men that you locked into that furnace as well, too? That feels really good to me at 3/4 of the way as your sanity is starting to slip. So you guys all know that Cameron's sleep patterns over the next couple of weeks is they go to sleep screaming and they're waking up screaming. Your stress levels are all flying up and down. I'm not doing this because this is narrative, but like just imagine every day your stress gets up once, you wind it down. Your stress goes back up, you wind it down. It's a whiplash of sanity inducing agony at this point. it's a shit run. You're losing your appetites. Your vision is starting to feel blurry. You're starting to snap at each other and hate yourselves. You're starting to even start hearing things. This is a shit run. Question, is anyone throwing a success over at Cameron, or are we just letting them suffer? I love both options.
I can throw it back.
What's
kind
that
of
look
like
like?
I'll say that you've been taken over so far, even though I probably said I was going to take a short walk. You most likely just almost like a co-pilot, like stayed with me the whole time. And we kind of went back and forth, but we're both burning it, at both ends. And so I would probably go and maybe I'll make your favorite drink, like non-alcoholic drink that you enjoy, and I'll bring that back. And when I set it and give it to you, you'll see that there's a little smiley face that I've drawn on it. That's just for your eyes.
They stand up for a moment and just give you a long hug.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Ma-
love a good hug. It's a full body contact, rubbing of the back. Oh, yeah. This is good. This is good.
It's a very long hug. After a while, you're like, is the ship okay? Do I need to pilot?
It gets lonely out in space.
They seem to relax, yeah, pretty quickly as far as that gesture. So.
Whew. Last leg of the journey is the absolute longest. I mean, there are moments when you're just like, have you eaten in the last 2 or 3 days? Doesn't matter. You feel full. Maybe you ate, maybe you didn't. Who the fuck built a resort this far out? Like, whose marketing department is like, I know, would it be a good idea? Let's have people travel this way where they can't go to cryo sleep and just wake up and be there. Like, who? No wonder it failed. Like, I could have told y'all it was going to fail. This is a shit run. But finally, Stavia comes into view. Now, you guys know that the majority of habitable planets are mostly made of water. But as you guys break atmosphere, Nikki, as you break atmo, you realize that this planet is almost completely water and mountain. The entire time that you're traveling to the ISO colony, you don't see a single stretch of land that is flat or even remotely safe for you to land on. You pull up the topographical maps, and there are very, very few land masses on this particular planet. It is an extremely treacherous landscape. And despite the complete ass commute that you guys just went to get down here, it is one of those things where you look at it and you just go, it is beautiful though. There is something stunning about the water and the mountains and the colors. And it feels good to just be out of the black. Nikki, as you descend, as you're on your flight trajectory here, your vessel becomes battered with torrential rain. You have arrived in the middle of a monsoon. Now, given the looks of things, this is probably the norm as you're pulling up the geological conditions and the environmental and the atmospheric, data on this planet. This looks like it's coming. Rain is coming down in thick, brutal sheets. Visibility becomes more and more difficult. And Nikki, you've flown through sand, you've flown through snow, you've flown through warfare, gunfire. A little rain isn't going to bother you, but your instrumental landing system that is helping you navigate is definitely being pushed to its furthest reaches right now. Looking through the sheets of rain on like the front window, over this never-ending ocean, you finally see the colony come into view. I'm going to populate this little colony really fast. For you guys looking in the Google Drive, I believe it's ISO colony whole, and I just threw it up on the chat as well. This is what you're basically seeing everyone as you approach. Nikki, somehow they have constructed this resort island like straddling a waterfall on some fake land that has some tiers or like a bridge to it where it's settled on. There is a landing strip, honey. It's not very long, it's not very wide, and it's built into an adjacent mountain. If you thought this trip out here was stressful, this landing is going to be difficult. And Nikki, you hear ISO colony here, please identify. and that's traffic control for myself.
Do I just identify my name, or do I have to identify the starling?
I think you're good with just Starling. I love Starling if you are.
Yeah. Nikki's hat is actually off and sitting next to her because she's concentrating, and she puts on her hospitality voice, but she's not happy. He goes, "Hello there, darling. This is Nikki, pilot of the Starling."
Oh, thank you for confirming, Starling. We've been expecting you. We know it's a really terrible journey, but we appreciate you making the flight. You are clear for landing. You might want to get some additional piloting support. Not all the ships that land make it off.
Additional piloting support. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I look over at Cam.
Yeah, Cam's standing there, just in awe of this landing area. Like...
All right, let's go ahead and get that additional landing support going. Cam?
Yeah, they quickly like hop in the co-pilot seat, like put everything on.
We're coming in. Hopefully we live.
We really hope you live too. We'll see you soon, Starling. Good luck. And the comms power down. Rules is written in the year 0 engine. All you need is a single success. You need 3 here.
Okay.
Look at Doc's face. So here's a new mechanic, or not a new mechanic. Here's another mechanic for those who haven't played before. At any point in the game, when a roll is called, any other players, up to 3 total people, can go, "I assist." And all you have to do is feed me a believable line of narrative. And I go, "Yep, that sounds like you assisted to me." And that person gets in a... Hold on, let me wait for Apple to finish cheering for me. Fucking streaming on Apple devices. I love it. All you have to do is declare what you're going to do to help. And that person gets an additional bonus die. Nikki, your instrumental navigation system is going to add 2 additional dice to your roll.
All right.
You are going to get some program support in from the colony of ISO that is going to give you some additional support, which is going to give you another 2 dice to roll. And if anybody wants to assist at this moment, this is your time to say you're assisting, and this is how.
I'm assisting.
How?
I have the command skill. So what I would like to do is just kind of slowly but surely talk them through where to go, what to do. I'm looking out for anything that they may miss because they're so focused on landing. If there's any outside interference, if there's like birds, if there's like, flying dinosaurs, whatever, I want to make sure that that they do that.
This is delicious. All right, baby. Unless I'm wrong with the command, if you're giving orders, you actually roll, and for every success you get, that adds to their pool, right?
I think so, yeah.
I love it. Yep, let's do that. So go ahead and roll your command right now. Great.
Okay, so it's command and empathy, am I correct?
You got it, gorgeous. It's command and empathy. You got it.
Hang on.
I got you. We're on your time.
I have 2 successes.
Okay. For every success you roll, the person that you're commanding gets a +1 modification on the roll when carrying out the order that you give. So, Nikki, you get another 2d6.
All right.
Great use of the rules and great use of the flavor profile there, Skip. Bravely done.
I'd also like to assist.
Oh, let's go. How are you assisting?
I'm going with manipulation.
Oh, I like this.
Owing to my cunning and sort of and background, I'm going to kind of lean into Nikki and be like, all right, just you got this. Just don't fuck up, okay?
Don't fuck up, okay? Don't get us all killed. That'd be really inconvenient.
It'd be really terrible if we all died right now.
Right now. Like, God, what will we do with our next 2 Tuesdays? Bridgett would crack so many jokes on the Discord.
I'm going to put a hand on her shoulder and be like, it's for Dawn.
For Dawn. That's a +1. As a matter of fact, because it's for Dawn, I'm going to give you +2. Because that's what chat would want.
Yeah, Cameron's providing 1. I think that they are just reading all the instruments on every panel and seeing if anything goes red.
Oh, I love it. Yes. What are you rolling with right now, fucking Nikki?
So that was my usual, which is already 7.
Holy shit.
And then, Jordan gave me 2. Cam gave me 1. And I think I got another one from Blake, right?
You got 2 from Blake.
Got 2 from Blake.
Because we're doing
And
this
you
for
got
Dawn.
2 from ISO. Because yeah, you got a bonus one for Dawn, and then you got 2 for ISO. You're rolling an additional 7.
Okay.
A 14 D6 roll, guys. An hour into the game. Let's go.
Okay. That's those. That's my last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. She's
Yes.
Nice.
We ain't gonna die yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Keyword being
gonna
yet
land.
there.
not
Nikki,
today.
I'm going to give you narrative on what the fuck this actually looks like, but I'm going to tell you this much. You needed 3 successes. You got 6. Congratulations. Way to come together, table. You can open up your piloting stunt and bucket your 3 additional successes however you want. Which looks like you can get a +1 modification to a later skill roll. You show off. You can handle all of that in your narrative, or you can just pocket them for later rolls. But what does this look like? Through sheets of rain, through gust of winds, through landing on the side of a mountain. What does this look like?
I think Nikki originally thought that this was going to be an absolute shit show and that she was probably barely going to make it and it was going to be real rocky. But instead, with all of the assistance from everybody, even Blake on her shoulder, where she's like, if you don't shut up, but still the camaraderie and like the love of the team that gets her. And so I think she just kind of straightens up, puts her hat back on because she's de-stressed a bit now. And I think it's probably one of the best and most beautiful and seamless landings anyone has ever seen. Like, probably people are like, I didn't know that was possible on this.
Oh. Yes. Did you take showing off for one of your successes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, why not? You have to.
Perfect. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
You settle
Nice.
down into, mother hesitates to say this, but when it's true, it's true. The perfect landing, especially given the challenges and the circumstances put before you. And you land, the ship settles, and you can hear the exhausted mechanical whirls of your ship that's basically heaving through the pressure that you have put on it, through the tension and through the stress that you've put onto it. But with the help of your crew, with your own brilliance, you literally stuck this landing. And it's absolutely stunningly brilliant. You have made it to ISO.
I think she just kind of straightens herself up. Oh, well, it actually wasn't that hard. Not bad.
Well done, Nikki.
Good
Show
job.
off.
You guys can get the comms approach from ISO, but also just like on this very long, half concrete, half metal ramp through the sheets of rains that connects to the colony. You can see a series of ATVs approaching, a couple larger vehicles, some of the construction equipment or the moving tractors equipment that help move large pallets, as it looks like just a fleet of support is coming out of this colony and is all, directly approaching your ship.
Perfect. As we're kind of getting ourselves together, I'll open up the bays and as I'll probably walk down with Cameron.
Okay.
But as we're walking down, I will stop by my room.
Okay.
I'll say I have a lot of treasures from my many exploits.
Yeah.
And maybe I have, like a bit of a mini warehouse back there, like a little Costco.
A little Costco, yes, God, yeah.
I've just got a bunch of stuff that I don't want to get rid of. I think I will look for some more like newer or more interesting toys, maybe some puzzles and some game boards.
Yeah.
And I'll just box and take that down, and I'll try to slip it in the container before they take it out.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay. So you're donating some extra joy to these containers. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What are the rest of you guys doing as ISO colonists are making their way out to you guys?
Cameron's firing up the heavy loader.
Nice.
Jordan would be kind of looking out and eyeing everybody, one to see if any of them are armed.
Okay.
2, if any of them are armed, and 3, just kind of get the general layout of the area itself. Just kind of looking to see where, if he had to shoot, where he could shoot from safely. All the Marine kind of instincts kick in.
Yeah, all that tactical glory. I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. All right. How about you, Blake? What are you getting up to here as ISO is approaching?
So I'll be kind of next to Jordan watching them approaching,
Yeah.
but I'll be looking for any sort of overt external, like Weyland-Yutani insignia, anything that shows that they are explicit. I mean, it is a penal colony for Weyland-Yutani.
For Weyland-Yutani at this point, yeah, it was originally built as a Sikhs, and no.
Right. I'll be looking to see if there's any signs of, like, do they recognize us from a distance? I see he's checking for weaponry. I'm looking for the human side of things.
Oh, I love it. Oh, great balance. Okay. All right. Nikki, you slip the extra goodness from your Costco into the boxes. No issues there. Those things are getting ready to be assisted with the loadout through Cameron. So, Cameron, I'm going to assume your character has fallen in love at least once in their life. Maybe twice, maybe multiple times. I'm going to assume that they know what it is to feel like that love at first sight, like, that passion that catches in your chest. It takes your breath away. You almost have to stop and wondering, are you looking at what you could possibly be looking at? Is this person real? You feel that, but it's not for the people that are approaching. It's for the technology that they're using. Because what the fuck are these ATVs that they're riding up on? Whatever ATVs that they have right now are grabbing onto the ground while simultaneously wicking water out of the sides. The windshield mechanic has this weird dissolving rain aspect where they have completely clear visibility, and it is moving seamlessly across jagged rock and broken mountain and slippery terrain, and you have never seen this type of technology ever. There's no patent for it. You haven't come across it. I mean, literally, it's like one of those things you're getting into your loader and you're just like, what the fuck is that? Who is building those?
Are you seeing these vehicles? Do you think they'll let me drive one?
I mean, you can always ask. They do look shiny.
You could also just take one.
Will it fit? We have enough room?
We'll find room.
Maybe like 2 or 3?
Don't be greedy.
Well, what if I crash one?
If or when?
Away from the ship.
This is. Hey Blake, have you ever seen anything like this? Does Weyland-Yutani develop this?
I was on. If they developed it, it wasn't where I was at. It was much colder. The only water there was ice.
Jordan, these look like great military vehicles to get wherever you want.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. If we had this on a couple of places, it would have made the job a lot easier. I've
I have
never
a lot
seen
less to
anything.
fix.
Yeah.
Your
Maybe
true
they'll let you
loves
take one
are
home with you.
approaching. And it's like 4 of them that are approaching right now, along with a couple other vehicles that are equally like, what year is this? Who has the patent on that? What is happening?
Is this the future?
Is this the future? For you, here, sorry, I need your name to change. Skip, which the characters? Jordan. Sorry, looking at the damn Zoom screen, or the damn overlay. So, Jordan, not a single one of these individuals that you can tell is armed. Not a single one of these vehicles that you can tell have any type of artillery on it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, looking at how these individuals are dressed, okay, so it's allegedly a penal colony, but you know what they look like? They look like broke people on a resort. They're all in khakis or sundresses or something that accommodates probably the super oppressive heat that hits here when you're not dealing with sheets and sheets of rain. They look like civilians, but as you are like very carefully, watching them approach, and Blake, you said you were looking for like the emotional temperature on them and kind of like the social thing. You're seeing high levels of relief. You're seeing high levels of like giddy excitement, but the one thing that is consistent, people are impressed. Like as they're exiting out of their vehicles, they are cheering and they are calling out Sterling, 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 because they have never seen a landing like that in their entire lives.
Thank you.
She's like,
Got some
yes,
Enjoy your
got some
moment,
fans
Nikki.
down here.
And running up the ramp is a gentleman who is getting ready to introduce himself as Zhang. I got his picture up right now. I believe in the Google Drive, guys, it's Zhang for you guys too. But I got his picture popped up right there. He has like a overhang that's like stopping the rain from coming onto him. But it's weird because it's also stopping something electronically is stopping the sheets of rain from actually cutting through him on the wind as well. It's a lot. And he comes up the ramp and he looks to you and he says, crew of the Sterling, welcome, 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 welcome to ISO. Thank you for making the trip. My name is Zhang. I am the leader here of this colony and we are very grateful that you are here. Would you please do me the honors of introducing me to your pilot? We have never seen anything like that before.
Right this way?
Blake will
Camera
step aside like a mock flourish.
Camera awkwardly, they will lead them up towards the cockpit. Looking.
He fits in like a glove. There's like this seamless familiarity with him where he's completely comfortable following you. He's completely comfortable with the ship. And he enters into the bridge, the cockpit, and he looks to you. He says, you are, because you said your name to them, you are Nikki, the pilot?
That's me.
And he looks to you, he's like, do you hug?
Honey. Bring it in.
And he opens his arms and wraps himself around you almost adoringly, and he squeezes. This isn't a very strong man. This is an Asian man in his late 40s, lean build but athletic. He's strong, but he's not your version of strong. But the hug he gives you is riddled with impressive energy and just delight and pride. I don't think we've ever seen a landing that incredible. Nikki, well done.
Well, thank you. It wasn't all me, you know. I do have an amazing crew.
I would very much love to meet your crew. I know this was a very long and arduous journey. Please, we can get the things loaded, the gear, the cargo from Jana. We can get all of that loaded. And I would be more than happy to have one of my wives show you into the compound. We have rooms set ahead for you. We can feed you. We can entertain you. We can show you gratitude in so many different ways. You can rest. Typically crews that come in spend at least a week here while they refuel and mentally and emotionally prepare themselves for the journey back. The journey back, from what I hear, is worse than the journey coming. But
That
please
sounds-
let us take care of you in gratitude.
You said Zhang? Is it?
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Just to back up just two steps. Wives?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have 7. They're very lovely people.
Oh, good number. It's a good number. Okay.
It is.
Great.
I'll have an 8th by the end of the 2 weeks, but she's in preparation right now.
Good. That's a good round number. Yeah. Keeping it even. Yeah. It's good.
Right.
Zhang, you must be a busy man.
Just remember to hydrate, buddy.
Remember to hydrate, buddy. We do what we can to pass the time as we serve a sentence that we don't believe is deserving to us.
Oh, you're the you're not a worker for the prison. You're an inmate.
We all are. They didn't
We
send
all-
any guards out to supervise us. We didn't need the supervision. We were a family before they relocated us here, and we're a family now. There are 2 non-inmates here. There is the working Joe, and then we have a doctor. If any of you need any type of medical assistance, we have a very young, bright doctor. Her name is Dr. Chance, and all of the services here, all of them are free to you all.
And she's
Wait,
the only doctor,
Yes.
medical.
She's the only medical doctor that we have here. Yes. And he leans in almost like he's ashamed to be talking conspiratorially about someone, or like he's ashamed to gossip. Wayland Yutani sent her here as a punishment.
Mm.
But she's very bright. Her talents would be appreciated somewhere else. Though we are very, very grateful for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question here. You mean tell me that you're all prisoners here,
Yes.
and there's nobody from Wayland Yutani keeping an eye on you,
No.
but you all just stay here?
And he looks around. He's like, where else can we go?
Right.
I'll just like slow point to the ship.
But
Literally anywhere else than prison.
Then he looks to you. He says, are you offering to smuggle prisoners off of Wayland Yutani?
I think Nikki
Penal system?
glares at, like, have you lost? He is joking. No, we understand, right? You don't have transportation off the planet. No, we understand that.
On their records, they wouldn't be welcome anywhere.
No, Wayland Yutani has an immaculate ability to isolate and torture people that don't agree with their standards.
You see just a flash across Blake's face, and just like, yeah.
He kind of nods knowingly at you. But these are conversations for another time. You're here. You have an exceptional pilot. Our food is very good. Our entertainment is very good. And we are eager to show ways to demonstrate our gratitude. Please, 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 please come. We'll get you into the colony. You can get some rest. You can get some food. You can meet the others. You can even meet my wives.
Can't wait.
All
as,
7.5 of them, yes.
As we're moving, I don't know if Nikki would really have like paid attention to what this cult even is and like who the prisoners are. I think at this point she's like, I'm confused.
Right.
Who of us would know most about the cult, like in the crew? Who has like information about like why they're here? And I know that they set themselves up. Probably Blake. Okay. Yeah, I think as we're getting together and Cam is helping them unload and things, I think I'm just gonna saddle up to Blake and just be like, so other than the what is it, like fire starting or some such, other than that, why are they here? What are they imprisoned for?
And with that, can I make another contact roll using my fancy keycard?
Listen, you don't even need to roll it because I'm going to tie it back into a previous roll that you already did. Nope, not at all. I got you right now for some free information. I mean, part of their big thing is they burned down half of a major city.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, the self-immolation went a little too far and then the fire didn't stop. They might have also strategically set themselves up where multiples of these fires, these self-immolations happen simultaneously over. They were trying to burn the city down. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. They wanted to make a point, but they're for the freedom. They're trying to liberate themselves from Wayland Yutani. They're trying to help other people liberate themselves from this type of doctrine and this type of idea. They were just a little overzealous.
Interesting. So
Human Molotov cocktails, Nikki. Human Molotov cocktails.
I'm talking to Blake. So I'm a bit confused on how a prison is a prison when there aren't any guards.
And
So
Cameron, you know very well how that works. That's a Wayland Yutani special right there, honey. Have the guards opt out and leave them there and just let them start guarding the current prisoners.
Yeah, we guarded it ourselves on Fury.
Huh.
And Nikki, you got to think of it this way. He's right. Where are they going to go? You think I can just stroll into any colony and not be looking over my shoulder for Wayland Yutani to be hunting me down? You think it's easy to just walk away from them? They'll find you. And they're not going to send you back to this paradise shit.
Is it better to live in captivity and know that you're sort of free, or be on the run all the time, constantly looking over your back?
I can tell you Zhang and I had different answers to that question then.
Yeah, I think Nikki just kind of almost zones out a little bit with that conundrum since she has been running for a long time. I think she's kind of thinking to herself, this kind of seems like a alternative in a way. Interesting. But she doesn't say that out loud.
The load in
Having a
goes very
thought.
smoothly. Crew from the ISO come out and they're helping with these. I mean, at this point, Cameron, you're like, these are magic ATVs. That's a magic loader. Science doesn't apply. This isn't engineering. This is God. Like you're just looking at the equipment. It's like, who the fuck designed this? Are they here? And in conversation, you'll learn that Luke, they're working Joe, which is different from the synthetics that you get from Wayland Yutani. The working Joes, you guys already know, are an outdated model from Siegson. And they got blue skin, and they're nowhere near as human, but they were brilliant when they were in production. It makes sense in this backwater island or this backwater planet of nowhere that they have a damn working Joe versus like an actual android here. But they promise to make introductions to you and Luke at some point in the future. But as you guys are loading everything in, Jordan, you are supervising everything, you're looking at everything, and something very quickly runs and scuttles across your boot. And like by the time you drop your eyes to see it, it's just a flash of green that has disappeared. But something just ran over your boot.
Did y'all see that?
See what?
Something just ran over my boot, and it's green.
Was it a bug?
Lizard?
I don't know.
Natural wildlife?
Possibly. I didn't get a good look at it.
I don't do bugs.
I don't do bugs. Jordan, just as you're like, I didn't get a good look at it, another one runs by. Before you're even able to react or move your boot, it scuttles over your boot. It wraps around very quickly, hanging vine that's hanging off like one of the metal beams that supports this bridge. And it stands directly on top of a pedal, and it quickly turns its head left, it quickly turns its head right, and then it looks directly at you. And I'm going to show you the image of what you see.
Okay.
In the doc, I think I accidentally just named it screenshot.
Yep.
But what you're looking at is a green figure about, 8-9 inches tall. It has a small banana-shaped head, a reptilian quadruped body with a long tail. It doesn't look like it has any eyes. It looks like some type of local mutated frog. I am going to show a second picture of that bad boy as well. And it turns its head left and it turns its head right, and it looks directly at you, Jordan. And its body kind of shakes.
Looks like you made a friend there, Jordan.
Boo!
You
Does it
boo
move?
at it.
Boo.
The tail tightens around this little pedestal, and its jaw opens up, and a pharyngeal jaw that's also green jumps out at you, and it sucks itself back in, and then this little frog drops its banana-shaped head, and it runs away.
Gotta be careful with that wildlife, Jordan. We got weird and dangerous big stuff back home. You don't want to mess with that stuff. Just give them their space. They're pretty much harmless usually.
I don't like lizards.
Well, it didn't seem like it liked you after you tried to scare it.
And Cameron just
Yeah.
says, what?
Right.
They're just they put their loader away and kind of looked at it shamefully and have gone over and just started just watching.
Like, what is
Okay,
happening?
just you don't like lizards? What? Have you seen these machines? Forget that. Whatever that was.
The
You've been on a
machines are
planet.
super impressive.
You stay on a planet for months, and the only thing you have to eat is lizard. You kind of get tired of them too.
That would do it. That would do it. All right, you guys cross this massive metal bridge over a massive expanse of water and rock with stunning waterfalls that would be breathtaking to enjoy and experience if it weren't like this torrential downpour. But with the technology they have, you guys actually aren't getting wet. So it's weird to be like on the inside of an aquarium watching the world happen outside of you as you're like individual entities moving through it. But as you guys are moving, like maybe a half dozen of those same little banana shaped green creatures all run by. And the members from ISO all just kind of stop. You know what it's like? It's like when you're walking and a trail of geese walk by and you know better. You're just like, just give them a second. They go by. The ISO colonists continue.
Y'all got some friendly wildlife around here, huh? They just come on up. You feed them what, like an acorn or something?
Zane looks to you and smiles. He says, they're carnivorous. Usually they eat a lot of the smaller bugs. The good doctor, Dr. Chance, is actually doing some very impressive study on them currently.
Well, I
She
like
has a few of them in her lab.
all right. Actually, before we I'd love a tour of the place, but I would love to see Dr. Chance, just give my introductions.
Absolutely. Your wish is our command. Anything that we can do to demonstrate gratitude for you making this long journey, we are more than happy to. I'll be happy to have one of my wives give you a tour, and I'll be sure that I'll stop by. Dr. Chance's lab is on that tour path.
Well, thank you. I've not had hospitality like this in a long time. Wow.
And he smiles almost sheepishly, like, oh my God, you gave him a compliment for something that he's doing. And he just kind of smiles sheepishly. He says, come, let me get you into the loading dock. And you guys, enter into the airlock of this loading dock. And guys, when you open into the compound, this is a wowzer of an experience. One, music is playing everywhere. Island music, joyful, upbeat music. There's activity everywhere. There have to be 200, 300 people running around. And like I said before, they're all in like summer happy resort clothing. Some of it is too small on some people. Some of it is too large on people, but it's a lot of khaki. It's a lot of linen. It's a shit ton of linen. As you guys walk into the compound, a pair of children go racing by you, giggling and laughing. And you guys can realize that this compound is circular. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. And I am going to show you guys a map of that one. I believe this is going to be the ISO tower full. So there's 5 levels that are like a disc that are all sitting on each other. So there's like level -2, -1, main level 1 and 2. The thing is, the very center is completely hollow. So it's completely open. So rain is falling through the interior, which gives you these really cool balconies that circle around, which I am going to open up a picture of now. I think this one is called Mass Housing. I'm going to make this one bigger for the viewers. Yeah. So this is one of those things that once you enter in, you're walking in a circle that leads up 5 levels, but the interior is completely hollow. So there's like green life and there is plants and the rain is falling through the very center. Everything just looks pristine. It's clean. It's well put together. You've got the light music playing. The electricity is doing well. The drainage system, Cameron, that you're looking at, none of this rainwater coming down the center is like washing up against any of the doors to the rooms or to the lobbies. The drainage system is functioning spectacularly. This is a stunning resort. Like, Seegson and then Wayland Yutani did put their entire foot into building a picturesque, gorgeous result, because as you're moving through the levels, there are these massive bay windows that look at the waterfall to your left and then the waterfall to your right. I mean, it's one of those places, it's just stunning to look at. And you're looking at the people that are moving around and everyone looks healthy. They look well groomed. Everyone has like this youthful glow about them. Zane kind of stops you at the main entrance after the cargo hold where all the stuff is being unloaded. And he looks at the 4 of you. He says, I am going to send one of my wives up to do the tour. If you need anything at all, All of these hallways and all of the individual rooms, including your private suites, have a panel that you can just hit, and it will connect you to anyone that you need here on the colony. Most of us have personal data transmitters that were installed by Weyland-Yutani, and he kind of hesitates for a minute because he says installed, which penal colony. That can connect with us if you need anything. Do you have any questions before I leave you into the hands of my beautiful wife?
I don't think so. Thank you again for taking the time to do all of this.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Nikki. Thank you for taking the time to come out this far to bless us with the supplies that Weyland-Yutani simply won't provide. Stay here for just a moment, and Lydia will be up to give you a tour. And he walks away, and as he steps back, does a bow, and moves to walk away, like one of those kids that ran by, almost bumps into him again, and they both go into this awkward, I don't want to follow you, I don't want to bump into you. Zhang stops, he kind of rolls his eyes playfully. The kid just immediately wraps himself around Zhang's waist in this hug. And they look at each other and they murmur something to each other in a language you guys don't speak. And then the kid puts his feet on top of Zhang's feet and holds onto his waist. And then they do that awkward walk thing that parents can do with kids, where as Zhang walks, a kid is walking, and Zhang just walks off with one of these kids. A few minutes later, his wife arrives, and let's have a conversation again about falling in love. She has to be the biggest baddie on the colony, right? She has to be. If she's not, fuck me. So this little petite small thing comes in. It has bright green eyes, dark hair that's pulled back into this playful ponytail where she's trying to look like she didn't really care, but she absolutely does. High cheekbones, long eyelashes, and she's wearing a dress that immediately makes anyone uncomfortable that should be looking at another person's wife this way. It's hanging on by a thin strap of spaghetti. It's cut too low. It's very intentionally showing a lot of cleavage. It's very intentionally cut too high. If she kneels, you're getting a show. If she squats, you're getting a show. If she walks up a flight of steps, you're getting a show. And this seems completely normal. And she comes up and she immediately looks over the faces of all of you here. And she says, so you all must be the crew of the Sterling. My name is Lydia. My husband sent me to give you the tour and to make sure that all of your needs were satisfied.
Well, I like to hear that.
Is there anything that you need presently?
I just to meet Mrs. Or Dr. Chance, as soon as possible.
Absolutely. We can stop at her lab first. She's right this way on the main level. She might be on the main level. Let me look at the map to make sure I'm not making shit up. I think she's on the main level.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
When Jana gave us this job, do I ever know who the client is?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. On this one, you do. The client is Zhang.
So he's paying for this.
He's paying for this somehow. He is.
Okay.
Lydia leads you around the main complex. She's barefoot. Her feet are tapping onto this damp concrete beneath your feet. She's not intentionally swinging her hips when she walks, which is making this silk dress just kind of sway up and down her hips. She knows what she's doing, but this isn't one of those things where it feels like she's trying to entice you as much as this is just her embodiment. This is just who she is. It doesn't feel like she's intentionally flirting with you, but maybe she is, maybe she's not, but she's extremely distracting. And she leads you to a room that's obviously sitting on this main hallway. She slides her palm over a data pad on the corner, and two glass doors open and pull open, and you guys are in a medical lab. State-of-the-art, luxurious medical lab. It has like, a table viewing area. It has one of the automatic surgical machines that are sitting there, which is very impressive. And sitting in a chair, like with her head on the table, curls spilling all over her chest and shoulders, scribbling on the pad, is what you're assuming is Meredith Chance based on her profile. And she spins around and she looks up and she says, "Hi, Lydia. What do you... Oh, hi." And she stands up. She says, "You must be the Sterling crew. Hi."
Dr. Chance? Nikki.
"Hi, Nikki." And then there's just
I'm
this
gonna-
standoff for a minute. It's
I'm
just
gonna
like
look. I'm
staring.
gonna look over at Lydia. Could we have a moment? And we can't wait to finish the tour, but if we could just have a moment with Dr. Chance and us.
She slow blinks at you. She smiles. And she says, "Of course, I'll be just outside." And now she's absolutely flirting with you because her eyes dress you down from the top of your cowboy hat all the way down to your toes, all the way back up. And she does that thing when she walks by you that she slides her right breast and her shoulders like across your arm, just enough to get that brush and that spin. And then she looks back at you and she steps outside and she waves her hand again and the door's closed. And you guys are sealed within the med lab of Dr. Chance's office.
Wonder which wife number that is.
Oh, was that said out loud?
Yeah, I say it out loud.
4.
This place is fucking weird.
Really fucking weird.
Great.
Doctor,
So great to have
Way
you guys'
you doesn't just
assessment
make
on
resorts
ISO.
like this.
Did you guys need to be seen for something?
No. How long have you been here, Dr. Chance?
8 months out of 14-month stint.
Well, would you like to not be here?
Sorry, I clearly articulated that poorly. I am serving an 8 out of a 14-month stint for Wayland Yutani, which basic math would indicate that I have 6 months to go. So sure, at 6 months I'd be looking at other opportunities.
well,
What if 6 months could be sooner?
I'm sorry, who are you people? I'm confused.
Dawn
Nick-
sent us.
yeah.
We're the
And
Misfit Toys.
She narrows her eyes for a second when you say Dawn, and you can see that she doesn't have any recognition on Dawn. That name doesn't mean anything
shit.
to her. And Bridgett will just help you because we were supposed to go on a break like 30 minutes ago. Sorry about that, Casper. You guys okay until we just go straight till 9:30 and then call it? Y'all okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Is everyone okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're just going to go to 9:30 and we're going to call it from there. It's probably going to be like more like 9:10, 9:15. And then we'll call it. Going backwards, Doc. It wasn't Dawn that sent you. It was Jonna.
Oh, it was John. Sorry. Jonna
Yep.
sent us. Sorry. Roll that back. Jonna sent us.
Oh.
We don't work directly. It's
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
we're,
okay.
it's complicated.
We're alive, so that probably shows you that we don't work closely enough with her for it to be a problem.
Yeah, no, at least that speaks to your competency. And you can see it's not that she's relaxing, but her tone is visibly changing. She's not as snippy, as combative. Okay. So
we are your ride off of here if you'd like a ride.
okay, so just to clarify, are you my ride out of here, or is this a job offer? Like,
No,
is this ride just transportation, or is this also you taking me onto your crew? Because I told John I needed to get off planet, but I wanted to work with a crew.
yeah, Nikki, we talked about this.
We need a doctor.
Yeah.
We do
You should
need
see what Jordan does. You put those surgical tools into his hands. That's why Cameron's only got 9 fingers.
we do need a doctor, but I'm a little concerned that there isn't going to be a replacement here.
So not to
Are
be
you-
rude, but is that really your problem?
No.
That is still rude, Dr. Chance. But you know, we're willing to work with you moving forward if everything pans out. We'll talk about employment. We're a well-oiled machine, you know, and we don't take on many people, right? But we are willing to do that. However, I do think that they kind of need a medical person, and so it'd be nice if there was at least some sort of a replacement if you're not going to come back.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just make a couple leaps of assumptions here. She points her finger at Jordan. I'm assuming that's your muscle, your bodyguard, probably colonial machine, a marine, probably service, and then like she just quickly reads through you, Jordan. Likely dishonorably discharged, da 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 da. And then she immediately goes over to Cameron. My guess, roughneck, mechanic, engineer, couldn't da 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 da. Immediately reads you based on the tattoos, da 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 da. Prison, maybe prison background, escape prisoning, maybe not. I don't know. You, and she looks at you.
Before she gets to,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna be like, absolutely not.
My point. You're worried about a colony that you know nothing about on whether or not they're going to have a medical doctor. But based on the profiles that I've run from you all and Agent Boy over here, you don't have a medical professional either. So you're going to prioritize you're going to prioritize their well-being over yours?
I'm going to turn to Nikki and be like, let's crew meeting real quick here. And I'll kind of like turn around, make a little huddle of the four of us.
Did you guys want me to leave the room for this?
Nah,
yeah, I'll leave the room for this.
I'll say, look, we agree. It's either we all agree or we don't do it.
Yeah.
Wayu doesn't just make a tropical paradise into a prison. They're up to something here.
Right.
And when something goes wrong, they're going to cover that shit up. She doesn't strike me as the kind of person who's going to be on the winning side of the cover up.
No.
We need a doctor. She needs out of here. And I'll just smile and say, and just think of how much it would piss off Weyland-Yutani.
You know, to knowing about the Hawaiian shirts, I really like her. I like the correctness. She's good at reading people. That'll help too.
Let's take a vote.
We don't all agree. We don't do it. But I vote she comes with us.
I'm a yes.
You got my vote.
She'll join on probation. We'll have another meeting, another 3 months.
That works. 3 months off planet, though. I mean, I'm not waiting here for 3 months for us to decide.
Oh, come on, Blake. You might get 8 wives out of it.
Right.
7.5 at least.
At least 7.5.
At least
I
7.5.
mean, how long is this preparation period that they discussed to get your wives, though? So.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions.
I just, something doesn't rub me right about this colony. With the way the Weyland-Yutani can take, they fucked up and pin it on me that I killed everybody. There's no way they're making some tropical paradise out here where some guy has 8 wives or 7 and 1 in preparation and everybody's happy. This isn't, if this is some kind of new Weyland-Yutani prison, something ain't right. Weyland-Yutani doesn't do nice prisons. I kind of put a hand on Cameron's shoulder as I say that.
Is there a way that someone who's a prisoner would have disposable funds?
No, I mean, they probably have a commissary system here or some type of internal banking system, but not to afford what y'all got paid to come out here. No prisoner on this planet should be able to finance that unless they're paying Jana in something other than money, which entirely possible with Jana.
All right. let's do our job as we always do. To the efficacy, we always do it. Let's get paid. And we've already agreed we're never coming back out here. So whatever we want to find out while we're here, refueling and getting ourselves together before we leave, let's find it out. And take the doc with us.
While we have a moment, are we gonna go for the second job?
That. What was that job?
Got to get the
Return
kid off of here.
Matoya's daughter.
Good.
Yeah, get Miko off planet.
We ain't coming back here ever again.
Clean slates, everybody. Clean slates.
I mean, is Matoya good for it, Blake?
Yeah. You don't know what I would do for a clean slate. There are nights where I don't sleep. I just look out at that vastness of space, knowing somewhere out there, Wayu not only knows where I am, but they could find me and just take me back at any minute. I ain't doing that shit. I got a shot at a clean slate. I'm taking it, and that's my vote.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm not. My bounty keeps going up. It's not getting any lower.
Question for you, GM.
Uh-huh.
My
For
bounty
mother?
is not. Sorry, mother. My bounty is not with Waylon, is it?
Oh no, it is not.
Right.
It is not. But somehow Dawn has said that Matoya can clear that too. No, yours is a private bounty on a private sector.
Okay, but mine would still be cleared.
Yours would still be cleared, yeah.
Okay. Sounds like we're all in agreement. 2 jobs. How long do we have to stay here?
You're looking at
So, like-
6-7 days tops, which isn't an exaggeration. Your ship can be, because remember all the agony and pressure you put on your ship, the repairs and whatever, and the refueling, Cameron can tell you is going to take 48 to 72 hours. You could go wheels up in 72 hours. Psychologically, you might not make it all the way back unless you actually rest. Unless you eat, unless you rest, unless you hydrate, unless you actually allow yourself to come down. It's a shit run.
Nikki, I could push if you want me to and get the ship ready sooner.
Shit gets fixed as soon as we get the kid. We're off.
Yeah. Let's no. Let's we all need rest. You two. If we're gonna make it back with these 2 extra people. So let's just all agree that when we get back on the ship, when we get back in the air, it's gonna be a lot of work for me. So keep the doctor away from me because she does get on my nerves.
Oh, come on, Nikki. You're the star pilot. Haven't you heard what they're saying?
Well, that I
I
mean,
get like a little playful punch in the shoulder a bit there.
those things are true, obviously.
Yeah, you're the hot shot, and Cameron starts doing like finger guns.
You can tell we've been a crew for too long.
A good crew. I love that you guys brought something to a vote. That was so sexy. Just things you don't see in role-playing games often. The glass door slides open again, and standing outside is still Lydia, who is now looking Jordan up and down. And Dr. Chance walks back in, and she says, "You guys finished? Or could you have the meeting somewhere else?"
We're good.
I just look at Cam like I don't think I can.
I'm a killer. I'm a killer. I'm gonna kill her. She goes, "Great. So, you have private suites where you can do that. There's like lounges, but I'm sure number 4 will be more than." And then Lydia clears her throat, and then she immediately corrects. Lydia, is more than happy to show you around. There is one thing, and she reaches into a breast pocket, and she pulls out like it's script paper, which makes 0 sense whatsoever to have an RX on a. She's the only person filling the medicine, like it's weird. But she pulls out like basically a written script paper, which is super antiquated and outdated for the times you guys live in, anyways. And she hands it to you. She hands it to you, Nikki, and it's a list of her demands in order to join the crew. And it's everything from she wants a full medical profile. She wants to interview everyone individually. It's a whole list of demands for her to join the crew.
Damn.
I think my reaction right now is exactly what is actually happening. She looks at this paper. She's just kind of touching her hat, just sort of like, okay, okay, yeah, I will look this over.
I'm gonna whisper to Nikki, hey, probation cuts both ways.
Jordan will look
Worst
at
case,
the list.
Worst case, we get her off this rock and put her somewhere else.
Jordan leans over, looks at the list, looks back at the doctor, smiles, and says, "Don't change."
Glaring at Jordan.
She looks at you, Greer, and for the very first time since you guys have been in contact with her, she smiles. Great. Well, you guys are going to be here for about a week, so I would like to get those evaluations on your post-travel stress, blah, 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 underway as quickly as possible. So starting tomorrow, I'd be more than happy to start with the first member of your crew. Until then, if you need something, one of the wives will be more than happy to oblige.
Thanks, Doc.
Excellent.
Great.
Do we know Zhang and Zhang's last name is that his last name?
You don't know. So far, it's just been Zhang. You can ask somebody. You can ask the doctor, but right now
Well,
she's
I
just
think
Zhang.
I'm just gonna go up to Lydia and go, I'm sorry, Mrs.
Oh, it's just Lydia. But if you would like to call me something different, I'm happy to oblige.
I come from a formal place. I'm used to the Mrs. and the Mr. Don't mind me. Lydia is fine, and Nikki is fine for me as well.
And she takes a step into your space, and she says, "You can call me Miss Lydia if you'd like."
I would love to call you Miss Lydia. Nikki is fine. My favorite people call me Nick.
Nick. That's a good name for you. May I continue with my tour, or is there somewhere else you would like to go first, Nick?
Is there somewhere else we need to go, or is that it? I think we need to find the girl, right? Do we want to do that now or take a tour?
What girl are you looking for?
What girl are we looking for? We don't look over everybody else. What's her name?
Miko, was it?
Mika.
And Lydia's head tilts, and she takes one more step into your space. So at this point, she's touching you gently. It's like her body is brushing up. The front of her body is brushing up to the front of yours, and she's looking up at you. She says, "And why are you all interested in Miko?"
Why are we interested? Something about her father, right? Wanting her to be off planet.
Wants her off planet.
Or are you saying this in out of character?
No,
Oh,
that's out of character.
Oh, that's out of character.
I wasn't sure.
The hands are up out of character.
That was about to get real fancy real fast, let me tell you.
I was trying to remember the hand language. You said Bridgett. Who's the out of character signal?
Bridgett was frothing at the mouth.
I'm not going to answer her question. I'm going to allow her to get closer and just look at her, and I say, "Sorry, Miss Lydia, do you mind? I'm a physical person, and I just feel, when I feel a connection with someone, I feel like that needs to kind of consummate, our friendship that's been blooming. Do you mind if I give you a hug?"
She lifts both of her arms up above her head, and she interlaces her wrists above her head. She is standing, splaying herself out to you, which means everyone behind her and to the side of her is getting a spectacular view.
I will give her a warm wrap around the waist hug.
Okay.
Full body contact.
Okay.
Per usual.
She melts into this hug as she keeps her wrists tied above her head, and then she drops her arms around your shoulders, and you take in this hug, and she nuzzles like her face up against yours, And when she steps back, you notice that she blinks at you, but it's not her eyelids that blink. She has a second set of eyelids that sweep in parallel and close over her eyes and blink back in. It looks very reptilian.
You know, you have a unique presence to you. I can feel it. We would love to continue the tour and maybe talk a little bit more about this later. But I'd love to just see what the community is doing. You know, you guys seem to have a great place here.
This community is always up to new and very exciting things. And as my husband has told you, we have no issues demonstrating our gratitude. And then she takes her fingertips and runs them down your shoulders, your arms, your elbow, beneath your forearms, all the way to your wrist. And then she untangles your hands away from her waist. And she's touching on the inside of your wrists. It almost feels like she's checking for a pulse, but that's not quite what it is. It's something else as she moves your wrists out to the side. Then she steps out and she turns and she looks at the rest of the group. She says, "So am I giving you the rest of the tour of the compound? Would you like to self-explore? I can show you to your rooms. We can go to the cafeteria if you would like something to eat, or if you would like to explore other items on the menu." And now she's looking directly at Blake.
Rooms, maybe everybody get settled in, and I'm sure we can find our way around.
Yeah, I'd like to get cleaned up.
For a second, like Blake, kind of like, yeah, the rooms. He's clearly off his game a bit.
She has to be the hottest person on the whole planet, right? She has.
Oh
to be.
yeah.
Like she has to be.
Oh yeah.
Like number 4 is killing the game right now. Like, you know those people that are so gorgeous they're uncomfortable to look at? That's her. She got to be. If she's not the hottest person on this planet, fuck me, Zhang is killing the game.
Let's put it this way, Bridgett. You said that, and I picked up the dice that I was going to roll for manipulation and said, no, we're good.
Let me not. Oh God. So she.
Cameron just keeps looking like not at her. Like
if I don't make eye contact, I don't have to deal with it. If I don't make eye contact, I don't have to deal with it. God, but honey, look at the legs. Nope. If I don't have to look at that. I don't need to look. Her cheeks are showing out of the bottom of this dress. Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, I'm gonna. There's a nice view over there of the waterfall.
Oh, the waterfall is so
nice. What a lovely
wall.
Wall.
What a nice wall. Damn that wall. Meredith looks disgusted. I mean, she's sitting in the corner, like looking at this, like, for fuck's sakes.
We're still in her lap.
Right.
Jordan's resisting the urge just to go swing. And
swing.
Just swing.
So she steps around you, Blake, and she looks directly at you, Jordan. And she says, "Follow me. I'll show you to your rooms."
Lead the way.
She's going to take you around almost like half circle of the center level. And you guys notice that on both sides at the noon and the 6 p.m. there's a flight of steps that leads up and down all 5 levels. And then there's also an elevator, like a freight size elevator, that goes up and down all the levels too. You guys are currently on, that's the housing photo. Sorry. I have to double check again. I think you guys are on level -2, unless I'm wrong, but I can't find my my map fast enough to do it. So for now, I'm just gonna say housing is levels -1 and 2. So she's gonna be leading you that way. So she'll lead you to a flight of steps. She'll lead you down, and then you guys each have your own private housing suite. So I'm going to describe this for one as Lydia walks you into every single one of these suites, but just know you're all pretty much getting the same experience. So your hands open up the door. Here's the weird thing. Your hands open up the doors. How do they have your hand signature already? That's just one of those things you're just like, wait a minute. We haven't gone through any type of processing or onboarding, but whatever technology they have here, it's already responding to your hands, which again, like Cameron, you're like, I'm going to sit on this colony's face. what is happening right now. So your hands open your doors. When you get in, guys, they're luxury suites. So you've got like the oversized bed with the beautiful views of the waterfalls. Based on, depending on the side of the circle that you're on, you're either going to catch some breathtaking views of the sun rising or the multiple moons setting. Each of you have your own private bath with like a freestanding world tub pool situation that's sitting in the middle of the room surrounded by drains. Everything is state of the art. Everything is comfortable. There's fruit platters and you're guessing wine, maybe. Based on what they have out here, it's probably homemade wine, so buckle up. And then there are pads on the inside of all of these luxury suites. And the one thing she shows each of you is like, swipe your hand. Great. So when you look at the menu screen here, you have some options. If you want food delivered, this is the cafeteria. And then she starts going through things that you can order or summon. You can get food. You can call a button and one of the wives will appear to give you a tour. You can get directly in touch with Zhang. You can get to the medical office. You can get to the entertainment. You can get to each other's rooms and things of that nature. Then there's a button at the bottom. And she says, and this menu is if you would like to enjoy any gratitude. Profiles are included of the services that we offer, complimentary for those who travel out so far to do so much for us. If you open up that window, it's a brothel menu. And
Oh my.
It's super thorough. It has everybody and their mama on it. It might be interesting. There's no children. None of the wives are included on it, but they're all willing participants for people who are willing to come in and play. It even lists the things that they're willing or open to doing or trying. It's a full menu with photos, headshots, and every other photo that comes with the menu. If you would like to request one of the wives, those requests go specifically through Zhang.
Wow. Thank you. I think that might be it for today.
Are you sure that's
Anyone
it for
else?
today?
Anyone else need anything?
I can make recommendations on the menu offerings. You're not quite
That's
sure whether she's talking
very-
about the food or the booty, but it could go either way.
It's very kind of you. I think we'll make do.
I understand. Well, if you need anything else from me, any of my sisters, or anyone on staff, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here for your service and your enjoyment.
Thank
It's
you
important
so much.
that you rest.
We are just going to take just a tiny step back here, just for a second before I let you go. Sisters, that terminology is that you have a lot of blood family here, or?
Oh, no, apology. The wives, we call each other sisters.
I see. Great. Thank you so much. We're learning so much. Excellent.
I'm happy to help you bridge any gaps that you may have. So before I go, may I ask once more why you're interested in Miko?
You may.
Oh, that got her entire attention. She turns and focuses on you, and she goes, may I know why you're asking about Miko?
No, but you may ask. And he'll smile.
Oh, she smiles back. Her eyes dip just short of eye contact. It's almost a submissive gesture. And she says, very well. If you need anything else, you know how to get in touch with us. Welcome to ISO.
Is she gone?
Yep, she'll step away and she'll leave you guys. So you guys, if you want to, you can all be in like one person's room right now.
Yeah, I think so. Right, well, what are we doing?
Y'all picked up on that vibe, right?
Yes.
As soon as she's gone.
Yeah, what vibe, Blake? What vibe are you describing?
Cam, have you been in space too long?
Do you think she's into us?
Blake will just stand there dumbfounded and be like, Cameron, sometimes I wonder what nuts and bolts you've got rocking around in that head of yours.
Jordan will go
Clearly, that woman is. I mean, you saw the way she looked at all of us. Or I guess you weren't. You were looking at the wall. That's right. Was it a nice wall, Cameron?
It was. It had exactly let's see, how many was it again? I counted. It had like a nice design on it.
I'll just shake my head, be like, look, something's up with that woman, but at the same time, Nikki said it. Nikki said it. It's lonely up in space.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I said that.
Jordan will go over to the wall and punch that other button and bring
Yeah.
up the other menu
Yeah.
and start looking. I didn't even know you could do number 7.
Number 7. Look at number 17.
I've done 17, but I haven't done 19.
These are all actually quite impressive, but I've seen a more impressive menu. But listen,
yeah, they must do yoga here.
They're hella
that's
flexible, honey.
That's probably it. What's going on with the child? Am I missing something, or aren't we supposed to take her? She knows that, right? Everyone knows that that's supposed to happen, or are we?
No, I don't know. I think that was supposed to be a secret, Nikki.
Why would that be a secret? She would be coming willingly. I don't.
I doubt that. I think everybody here is drinking some sort of Kool-Aid, except for the doctor so far.
Well, yes, but the child is coming willingly. Like we're
Well,
not.
I mean, how old the child? Out of character, isn't she supposed to be like an adult? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, if you guys pull up your data pad and you look at the profile that Dawn gave you on the Matoya child, it's his child. She's 24.
Okay.
Oh,
So she's 24. She's a registered prisoner here.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was part of the protest. That's how
Yeah.
she
That's
was
how
put
she ended up here
Yeah.
originally. Yeah.
but she knows that we're here to come get her.
I don't think
Does
so.
Huh.
I
Got
mean, would you want to leave if this is the prison you're serving out your sentence?
That was a loaded question, Cam.
As you said, I was going to pull
I-
Jordan away from the special menu.
I saw
Jordan's
that
on number
hug.
23. Like, holy shit.
You mentioned Kool-Aid. That's number 36, and I just can't quite wrap my head around that.
It's pretty sticky. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A question,
Mhm.
question, Mother. Did we all notice the weird reptilian set of eyelids?
Oh yeah, those internal eyelids that close. Yep,
Okay.
every single one of you saw that. Yep. And it's not uncommon for, some humans to have some weird mutations that could be surgical. That could have been something that, Dr. Chance installed. She could be something. Is it weird and uncomfortable? Yeah, hard stop. It really is. Could there be a logical explanation for it? Yeah.
I've seen stranger mods on people.
It was just weird, though.
And she
Maybe that's
wasn't
what he
shy
meant
about
it-
showing it to you either. That's the thing.
Okay.
She wasn't ashamed about it. Like that was in full view.
Among
ever
other
felt-
things.
Are we? I felt like prey around her.
That was hot.
Yes.
Yeah, she was going to chew us like a well-done steak.
Oh.
Yep.
All you gotta do is call Zhang and she'll come back. You just need permission from her husband.
Mm.
You can see exactly how strong her jaw work is.
Lizard, no. Lizard eyes.
Do you guys have non-lizard on the menu?
No.
All right. So what are we doing next as we kind of wind down here the last 10 minutes of the stream? You guys are in safely. The ship is being taken care of. Product is being unloaded. repairs are being done on the ship. You're being refueled. You have your private rooms. You didn't get a full tour of the compound, but it looks like you can just kind of travel up and down the layers as much as you want. There's a menu of things, as Mr. Cultus has reminded us, that you can enjoy if that's something you would like to pass your afternoon or your evening.
I'm gonna hand the list Dr. Chance gave me to Blake. That's for you.
That's a you problem today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll kind of take it with a smile, like, yeah, I'll take care of it.
I think Cameron just starts ordering food and just says family dinner.
Family dinner.
Family dinner.
Family.
And then Jordan, you can hit that special menu later.
Yeah, after family dinner.
Family.
But don't eat too much.
I gotta try number 54. I
was
just
gonna
got
say,
to.
If you
I'm
don't
not-
have 54 before the stream ends, are you really even streaming with the Symphony?
Exactly.
I was gonna say, unless 54 is a sushi platter on a person. Then that's technically family dinner
That's technically
as well.
Y'all can have dinner served on a girl. Listen, they are happy
I'm curious
to
where they're
oblige.
putting that pickled ginger.
So, Cameron, you get to doing the thing that you do, which is taking care of your family. You guys have been eating spaceship food for the last month and a half. It hasn't been super palatable. You've been losing your appetite, but you can already feel that ravenous hunger starting to repopulate in you now that your feet are on the ground, now that you're back around fresh air. And then this entire installation does have a certain charge to it. As you are looking through the menu options on food, there is an abundance of seafood options here, which is not surprising at all. It looks like that's the majority of their menu options are going to be all types of seafood, high protein seafood, local plants and things of that nature. The menu is changing on you as you're searching things, as they're repopulating things. Remember all the seasonings that you guys brought with you? Those seasonings are starting to be integrated into the menu, where like before it was just like salt and pepper, blah, 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 fish. Now it's jerk, fish. Like, because they didn't have these basic things to like even diversify the palate out here, because Whaley Utani wasn't sending them anything more than like the bare necessities. The one thing you don't see at all is any red meat. Surprise, surprise. That starts populating in the menu. And you guys know this is the red meat that you start bringing in. Nothing has a cost associated with it. There's no fee structure at all. And you get that sense of communal cult vibe. That's just like, it's like there's no barter system. We all do what we have, or there's no currency system. It's barter. We do what we can to support everyone. So you're watching the menu populate and change in real time. But from the photos that you're seeing, the seafood here, they're all tired of it, but the seafood here is probably mwah, chef's kiss.
Is there a crab crown that's gaudy?
There's no crab crown, but they do have something that's crab adjacent, or whatever their local crab is version of it here. Yes.
Cameron pauses on that for a minute, just starts to tear up, thinking about Dawn.
Oh.
And then notice we not be ordering anything for a while. You might just you've seen them flipping through, and all of a sudden they're just not flipping through. I think I'm gonna order this. Yep.
Whose
Orders
room
a
are you guys
whole
all
bunch
in?
of stuff.
I'm just
Yeah, I
curious.
don't know.
Listen,
We'll say mine.
your room, Nikki's room. That was such a beautiful moment, Lauren. That was gorgeous. Within an hour, you guys can feel your bones starting to ache. You can feel your lower back starting to scream. You can feel the weight starting to settle. You're all tired. You're exhausted. The beds do look amazing. Food is delivered within the next couple hours to Nikki's room. It is brought in by an older gentleman that looks to be like maybe in his early 60s. He's also wearing rocking the linen, long pants and a white shirt. It looks like he's vibing with the music or what's going on. He greets all of you guys. He is super excited to actually be able to meet the pilot that stuck the landing. He tells you that the kids on the colony are already starting to do the Nikki game, where they've made up a new game where they're like who can go through like the rope of arms without getting touched. Like Nikki has already become a game, and the kids are so excited about playing the Nikki landing game. He sets out all of your food and he smiles at you. It's like, did you guys need anything else while I'm here?
I don't think so. Is there a way I can just send? I don't want to use the intercom system. I'd like to like send a note to Zhang.
Yeah, that's no problem. If you write it up, I'll be happy to walk it down to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna write up a note and hand it to the gentleman and say thank you so much for doing this for me. What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Doc. What's his name?
Steve.
Steve. He's like, my name is Steven. Most people just call me Steve, though.
Steven, and she puts out her hand. Nikki, ace pilot. You may have heard of me.
I have very much heard of you. He shakes your hand heartily, and he says, and that would make you Jordan, and Cameron, and Blake. Welcome to ISO. We really appreciate it. If you guys need anything, do let me know. Do let any of us know. We're happy to help.
Appreciate you.
And then Nikki, as you are shaking his hand and he retracts his hand back, you can notice that he has connective tissue that links in between the gaps of his fingers. That just looks weird. It almost looks like a thin sheet of skin that is just, connecting between the gaps of his fingers here, just there at the bottoms. And you look at him as he pulls his hand away, and you think for a minute, it's like, are those fins? Is he growing fins? And Steve looks at you. He says, all right, well, if you guys need anything else, do let me know. Enjoy the food, and welcome to ISO. And I think that's where we're going to end for today. How does that feel for you guys? Oh, I like it. Okay. All right. The Thirst and the Horror continues next week, guys. Friends of the Symphony, that is where our show is going to end for tonight, as our brave team has landed on ISO where things aren't quite right, but they are thirsty as hell. Thank you to everyone who has joined in or is currently watching the replay. You guys are indeed the best part of waking up. If you have enjoyed this content and you would like to help us by supporting us to make more of it, please consider backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. Cass is going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back for our post-Symphony Gala talkback, which is where we spend 10 minutes unpacking the content, talking about things we think are happening in the plot, our favorite moments, and things of that nature. In order to get access to that content, you do need to be a backer over on Patreon. Symphonic Cast, let's go around one more time. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, and some of the things that you do. I do believe last time we started with Doc. Let's start it there again, and we'll rock around.
All right. I'm Doc. I'm found on various Discord channels or in Western Pennsylvania if you happen to be passing through. And things I got going, there's writing a lot of Call of Cthulhu scenarios. I got like 4 collaborative projects that I'm working on simultaneously, which is kind of great because it's working with people I've never gotten a chance to work with, but known for years. So it's been a lot of fun. Keep an eye out for those. When they come out, I'll be sure to post them all over the Discord and Symphony.
Oh, amazing. I'm going to hop over to Lauren, first-time streamer on the Symphony, who fucking crushed it. Chat was cheering for you the whole night. It was like, we love Cameron. Talk to us, baby. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, and some of the things you do.
All right, I'm Lauren. I play as many games as I can and run as many as I can possible. A lot of Call of Cthulhu lately, so plug for Cult of Chaos there in order to bring people to the game. Yeah, you can find me also on various horror discords and yeah, so.
Babe, welcome to Symphony Streams. You fucking crushed it for this to be your first game. I absolutely love it. Tanya, hit us, baby. Talk to us.
Name is Tanya, also aka TanyaLashea. That's usually what a lot of my handles are. But you can find me on the Agent Journey podcast. That is I GM a lot of those games, but we also have other amazing GMs. And you can join our Discord and ask me if about a really cool game that you'd like to play that's about the horror of age or time. That's what the AJ podcast is about.
That sounds so
you can
dreadful and delicious.
yeah. You can also find me actually in some other areas. I've been on Symphony, I've been on Hollowed Haven Studios, I've been on what's that one? Man, I've actually been around. Probably if you just search TanyaLashea on YouTube, I might actually pop up in some other things because
Hell yeah.
I've been around. So you can find me all of those places. And now apparently I'm an extraordinary pilot. So I'll be putting that on my CV.
Hey. I love that you chose to show off and then suddenly the entire game has like pivoted around it. And we'll talk about that more in our talk back. Skip, hit us, baby.
Hi. Hi, I'm Skip. My joke is I've been gaming since the Carter administration, 1978, so I'm the old fart around here. But you can catch me on Symphony. I've been on Always Podcast. I'm on Discord, and I just love games. It's been part of my life, well, since 1978, and I don't see me stopping anytime soon, and we'd love you out there.
Symphony, you guys are indeed the best part of waking up. We sincerely appreciate you choosing to spend time with this content. We hope you have enjoyed the Symphony night, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have an absolutely wonderful night. Bye, guys.